Club. We got group number 1 getting ready to roll on the racetrack. It is your Mission Super Twins. What riders are in this first group?
All right, for the pole position, number 3, Briar Bauman. For number 32, Dallas Daniels. Number 44, Robinson. Number 67, Fisher. Number 20,
Vanderkooi.
Vanderkooi. Number 48, Lau. Number 19, Ott. Number 62, Bramley.
All right, so it's the first round of practice. First time they're going to hit that jump wide open. Man, that jump looks scary today. It is big. It's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Do you ride motorcycles?
So I have my own Husqvarna 65cc two-stroke.
All right, have you raced here before?
I haven't raced on the flat track, but on top of the hill, there's a little, like, motocross track, and I ride that a bunch.
Okay, there's a little bitty track in the center of the track out here today. You took a couple laps around there, didn't you?
Yeah, I took my little pit bike.
All right, here they come. First round of practice at Thunder Valley. We got the Harley-Davidson leading the way. That's Briar Bauman. Dallas Daniels on the Yamaha. Brandon Robinson also on a Harley-Davidson. Would you space yourself out, or would you want to run up there with your buddies? What would you do?
Probably run up there with my buddies, try to get a good feel of the track.
Catching some big air already on this very first lap. Briar takes a look over his shoulder, want to see how close everybody was. There's Daniels, and then on a TT course for our new fans watching on Flow, there's one right-hander and one obstacle, which is that great big jump off of turn number 2. They also get to use a front brake. Are you good on a front brake?
I'm pretty good at it. I just sometimes I gotta be careful because I don't want to slip out my front end.
Exactly. You got to be very careful using that front brake. There's Briar airing out the number 3 Harley-Davidson. And then into the right-hander, you can see the foot pegs are a little different height on there. It's a little bit different for these motorcycles. Have you sat on any of these bikes? Did you go look at them?
I looked at them, and I've sit on one before. Pretty gnarly, just to say.
Yeah, these big twins out here. Production-based motorcycles on the racetrack. The 3 of Briar Bauman. He's won here twice. Last time by a 2:08.026, and now Brandon Robinson goes to the top spot. He's not usually known as a TT rider, but Robinson has the quickest lap in this practice session, a 2:07.853. David Morrissey up here in the booth with me, just getting set for our first day. Oh, 66 off the pace. That's Logan Eisenhard.
Wonder what happened.
I don't know, but I think he was supposed to be in that second group. Maybe they threw everybody out there in one session, but he was supposed to be in group number 2. He's off the pace on that 66 bike. There goes the 3 over the jump, man.
About like 100 feet off that jump.
A long ways on a big, heavy twin-cylinder motorcycle.
If you see that jump, you might think like you'd get more air on it, but you're just gonna go long.
It looks like they put all the bikes out here in this practice session. I thought it was gonna be 2 groups. They threw them all out there at once. So there's more bikes out there. The 18 is Max Will. He's on a Royal Enfield.
Number 14, McGrain, and number 70, Bender. Number 911, Henry Wiles. Number 25, Loud. Number 37, Bauman. Number 66, Eisenhart, and number 17, King.
Cole King on the 17 bike, and also the King Henry Wiles out there on the number 911 Kawasaki. He's up to 4th right now. This is just our first practice session. One group, it looks like. There's the 67 Fisher. He was running up front. There goes Vanderkooi putting his hand up, trying to get out of the way.
That's the second bike that's done
48
that.
stopping over there off the final corner as well. So the track is hard, not only on bikes, or not only on riders, but also motorcycles.
Yeah.
There goes Wiles getting by the 14 of Logan McGrain. Now Wiles moves into 3rd. This is the bike he won here in 2017 and 2018, so it's a proven winner.
Yeah.
Look how far he's jumping. Oh,
That's
man.
like 130. My dad put up signs there to try to tell the crowd how far they're going.
What's your dad's name?
Steve Morrissey.
And he's part of the Peoria Motorcycle Club?
Yep. Right now he's the pinner.
The pin, what's that?
The pinner for the track.
Okay. All right. There's the white flag. That means one more lap to go. Practice session number 1. Briar Bauman at the top spot, 2:07.152.
Dallas Daniels just behind with 27 seconds.
Wiles is airing it out over the jump, downshifting right here. You see the strap is flying from his steel shoe on that left boot. That bike is actually a twin, but it looks like a motocross style chassis. It's a very unique motorcycle.
Yeah.
Here comes McGrain, the 14 right there, trying to get some quick times in. Checkered flags out. There's Declan Bender on the number 70 bike. That is a Yamaha, so practice round number 1.
Here comes number 17, Cole King.
It's got to be big shoes to fill running that number. That was Henry Wiles' number forever when he raced here.
Yeah.
But he didn't make any main events. Last year Henry didn't, so he lost his 2-digit number. Practice group number 1 is in the books. David, thank you so much for stopping by. I enjoyed visiting with you. I hope you have a great... Where are you going to watch the races from?
Probably gonna go down to where the... like where the pits are and stuff.
Okay, so you'll be in the pit area?
Yeah.
I would like to see, maybe, have you been over there and watched them on the jump?
Yeah, the jump's really fun. I might go over there, too, to see them get a lot of air.
There you go. David Morrissey right here, 13 years old. Hey, thanks for stopping by the booth. And I heard what you did during the June race. You did a fantastic job.
Somebody in my ear is saying I'm not leaving.
You're not leaving? Oh, okay, you're staying here. All right, that's fine with me. I mean, you know, Colby's on the other side of this wall over here. Yeah, I don't know. He says he's not leaving. He can do one more. All right, yeah.
All right, we're doing one more.
He's going to stick around for one more. I appreciate it. So you're 13 years old?
Yeah.
Man.
I guess the rule is never give up the mic.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what they tell you, never let go of your microphone.
Yeah.
Here comes our singles class. We got a bunch of singles riders out there. Should be just group number 1. You want to tell us who's on the racetrack?
All right. For the pole position, number 59, Drain. Number 88, Saathoff. Number 21, Brunner. Number 26, Bruce Evans. Number 75, Santero. Number 228, Tadman. Number 83, Fanders. Number 63, Loud. Number 49, Coase. Number 24, Bauer. Number 31, Keller.
That's a hard one.
Yeah. Number 79, Gothier. Number 100, Porter. And number 1, Kopp.
Cody Kopp making his appearance back here to Peoria Motorcycle Club.
Whoa, that was a lot of air.
Saathoff is really airing it out. I think there's going to be about 5 guys. I'm not going to say anybody, but I think about 5 or 6 guys can win the singles class.
Oh, yeah.
Chase Saathoff right here. He won here last year after he won DuQuoin last year. So he is from Illinois, so it'd be cool if he could pick up the win.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he was once here at the Peoria Motorcycle Club as a little kid, as like a kid member, like kind of I am.
Like your age?
Yeah.
See, so if you keep riding, you could be Chase Saathoff one day.
Maybe.
Is that your goals? Are you gonna be a flat tracker?
I'm more of a motocross guy.
Okay.
But I do like watching these races, especially how they come to Peoria where I am.
You know, the guys that are good on a motocross track are usually good here at Peoria.
Yeah, they are pretty good.
You like using the front brake?
Front brake's pretty well, yeah. I like my back brake, though.
Yeah. It's just this long front straightaway. It's about as long as a straightaway on a mile racetrack we go to.
Yeah, it's pretty long. It's getting them a lot of speed, and then they got to slow down into that turn.
And to slow down, they're actually downshifting a couple of times, and whoever's good on that front brake can, charge that corner a little bit harder. We're trying to catch Cody Kopp in action on the number 1 KTM. There, he just landed hard. There he is. Oh, he's taking a look down. He's off the pace right now. He's up in the grass. Watch out. It's slippery over there, Cody. He's looking down at something. He's not happy with something on that one bike. He just landed really, really... Oh, the chain is off. The chain came off the one bike. Yeah.
Chain. That's not good. You can't ride it.
You know, the good thing is it happened in practice.
Yeah. If that happened in the main race,
he'd be in trouble.
He wouldn't be looking like that. He'd be...
Check out his number plate. He's got a 1, but he's got a ×3 in the middle. He's a 3-time champion.
Shoo! Bunch.
We'll take another look at it. Watch the one bike. He's the 3rd bike in line. So there's Kelleher. And then here comes the 1 of Cody Kopp. There he is landing right there, and his foot comes off the foot peg.
Yeah.
And the chain comes off. We didn't see it till actually he stopped right there, but man, when you get in that grass, it's a little bit slippery.
Yeah, you do not want to hit that back brake too hard, because then your back end slides out just like what he did there. Back end right into the kind of the hay bales.
Yep. Cody Kopp watching, so he didn't even he got 3rd on 1 lap, so he's not going to be fastest in this practice session, but it doesn't pay anything, doesn't mean anything to be the fastest. Oh, we got another rider down just past him. Cody Kopp's trying to slow him down, so somebody's down in that right-hander, it looks like. Oh, it is Brunner. The bike is right. The bike is right there in the line.
That's not good.
Watch out, watch out, watch out. Here comes everybody.
Want even more wrecks.
No, Brunner goes down. Kopp has an issue. Look at the handlebars are totally bent right there on the 21 bike. He's just trying to get out of the way. So they've already seen the checkered flag.
It's not that good.
No, that's not very good. That was the 88 of Saathoff quickest with a 2:06.950, faster than the Super Twins class.
It's pretty fast.
There you go.
They got a lot of air, though, out of this compared to the Super Twins. I mean, they were at least going 120 every jump.
Well, they've got a lot better suspension, and they're a little bit lighter weight, so it's easier to air something out when it's a little bit lighter weight.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like a lot of fun.
It does. Feel bad for
Cody,
because wasn't that his first race back?
First time back. He raced Daytona with us, won
Yeah.
the first 2 rounds, and has been gone road racing at Moto America, racing that Rookies Cup, and doing a great job, you know, learning road racing. And it's good to see him back, but unfortunately he only got 1 lap completed, and he's making that long walk back to the pit area. And they'll regroup, and he'll be back in just a little bit for that second session. We have another group in this singles class. You want to tell us who we got?
All right, we got for the pole position, number 15.
And Selmy.
El Selmy. Number 249. Centel. 132, Pierce. Number 314, Herrick. Number 57, Wolf. Number 14, Lehman. Number 114, my bad. Number 43, Vanderkooi.
Yeah.
Number 42, Drucker. Number 252, Cunningham. Number 225, Cunningham.
They're twin brothers.
They have the twins.
109's a new rider with us.
109, Veter. Number 137.
Who's 137? Gomery. That's a different one for you, too. And also out there is the 101 of Caleb Martin. There's a yellow flag, and now a red flag is out. Red flag coming out. And that's not good if the red flag's out this early. Vanderkooi, the 43 bike, looks like his handlebar's a little bit messed up. He might hit the deck already.
He might have.
And they wear the airbag suits, so that's why he looks like he weighs about 100 pounds more than he normally does, but it looks like he's up and okay, and he's going to move, circle back around. You can see that left handlebar, that left handguard has been up a little bit.
He might have tried to show off and do a wheelie like some of the other guys and just messed up that handlebar.
Could have. He went over or fell down somewhere. But, yeah, and Selmy's out there in that 15 bike, and good to see him. Yeah, we're watching the right side of the screen right now. This is Trevor Bruner. Just it looked like he had a tank slap and went back and forth. You know, you can kind of see what the rider's trying to say. So it kind of swapped back and forth before the 21 went down. And the 43 went down in this session. That is Jacob Vanderkooi. That's Jared Vanderkooi's little brother. Don't forget, get your raffle tickets for the Back on Track. They're raffling off a brand new Arai helmet. That'll be going on a little bit later on. There's also the World of Power Sports. They're raffling off a motorcycle as well. So there's a couple of raffles going on. Back on Track is helping riders who fall and get hurt in our sport. Looks like they're going to send them on back onto the racetrack. The 314, that's Herrick. He's actually from Australia. He's raced the first 3 rounds, or the last 3 rounds up in Sturgis, so it's good to see him out here.
Speaking of Australia, I've heard that they have watch parties just for the Peoria TT there.
Really?
My dad met a guy from Australia that decided to come here and see it in person. They said every year they get a watch party for this race.
Yeah, because it's probably during the daytime, which is a little bit different time zone down there for Australia. But Herrick is out front. He's the Australian. Also behind him is the 114. That's Jacob Lehman on Brad Baker's motorcycle. Jacob Lehman won here back in 2017.
It's pretty hard to win this race because it's pretty big and the jump. Like, you land that wrong, it's not going to be good for you.
It won't be pretty either. So here comes the right-hander. They call it a switchback, and you see the bikes flick one way, then flip it to the other side. Lehman goes out in front on the 114. That's good for Herrick. I think now he'll have somebody to judge off of, a former winner just in front of him.
To get him a good line possibly and see how he does it. Maybe try to adjust his own line to the way he rides this track.
Exactly. It's a very good point. So the 114 out in front.
A bunch of air.
Oh, Herrick really airs out. So right behind him is the 132. That's Bronson Pierce. He's actually an FIM Supermoto rider. He races all around the world in Supermoto. That could relate very well to the Peoria TT also. Behind him and Selmy on the 15 bike, keeping him in his sights. You can hear the tires squawking already. They're going to be putting some rubber down.
Yeah, you can tell all the black spots from these tracks. And then if you were to be here right now, if you look right where they jump, there's going to be a bunch of rubber there on the ground as they go into the switchback.
Yeah, back into the switchback. This is the final corner, heading on that long front straightaway. These 450s will be shifting up at least twice on this long front straightaway and then downshifting a couple times going to that first corner. Bronson Pierce on the 132 just moved up into that 12th spot. Jacob Lehman, who's leading this group, is up to 11th right now. Man, those guys are aired it out.
Oh, yeah. Got to get that good air, show off the crowd, you know.
I remember there's Bronson Pierce, who we were just talking about. So, again, he races the FIM Supermotos, so a little pavement, a little dirt, and a big jump usually. But Bronson is out there. He's Aiden Roos Evans, his teammate. So Roos Evans is 9th, and right now Bronson Pierce currently 12th in this first round of practice. And the jump is so much fun.
It looks fun.
You either love it or you hate it, is what the riders tell me. You know, it's either one or the other.
Yeah. I mean, I could see it as scary because if you just turn your front wheel anyway, you're going to be wobbling back and forth and fall down and mess up your handlebars.
Look at this. The 314 of Herrick is actually keeping up with the leader right now. We got Bronson Pierce and the 15 of Anselmi keeping up with him. Anselmi currently 13th in his first round of practice. And look at that, the 314 Herrick just gets by Lehman, so the Australian goes back out in front.
See if he can try to pick up the speed and almost get into race mode by then and act like it's a race for right now in the practice, but who knows what he's doing. He's got a mind of his own.
It was good for him to make the pass, you know, on a former winner of this race. That 314 Herrick was in 15th after that practice session and didn't gain any time because he also had to make the pass. So Chase Saathoff fastest in this first practice session. Yeah, we'll watch the 132 right here, Bronson Pearson. Pretty good so far. This is coming on that final corner, and right about here, he drifts a little bit too wide and catches a little berm, and it sets him up out of the saddle, and he never let off the throttle, and that's what you got to do. You got to keep that throttle wide open.
Yeah, you got to live life like it's wide open.
There you go. Live it like it's wide open. David Morrissey joining me up here in the booth. We got Adventure Trackers coming up next. How long are you going to stick around? I think Colby Carlisle is out roaming around.
I might have taken his job.
Maybe so. I think
he gave up the mic.
He left the seat wide open. You got any friends and family that are here with you? Just you and your dad?
My dad. There might be people that my friends that I know. They might be watching the race right now
on FloRacing.
Yeah,
that's cool. David Morrissey. So what's the difference between announcing a baseball game and announcing a flat track race?
So mainly the baseball game, I just have to say the names and like their position when they come out. Not really like play-by-play for what I'm doing right now.
Sure.
And that's basically the same thing for the basketball games I announce. It's just announcing that starting lineup, trying to get the team pumped up, you know.
And get the fans pumped up
too.
Oh yeah.
So we have a new class this year. It's the Adventure Tracker class, and this is the 4th round for them. This is their final round. We'll have a champion at the end of the day here at Thunder Valley. And out front, Danny Eslick, the 164. 33, Jesse Janish. 62 is Dan Bramley. We got 79, that's Gautier. Got a few other riders out there. We don't have a list for this one, so we're just doing the best with what we got up here above us. So Eslick's going to lead him up the jump. The 4-time Daytona 200 winner, Jesse Janish, right behind him on the 33. So Harley Davidson's out there first and second. And then you got Bramley on that 62. That's a Suzuki, actually.
Yeah, when Henry Wiles, his first race with his adventure bike was actually at this district race. He raced with some of the pro guys, like Dallas Daniels showed up, and Briar Bauman, they also showed up.
Getting some practice in for today, right?
Yeah.
Those bikes are huge. They're over 500 pounds. Can you imagine jumping one of those things?
It's amazing that they can even get air, too.
Yep, they're sending it. Janish goes out in front on the 33 Harley Davidson.
I like that Harley Davidson tank, that purple with the cartoony letters. I like it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool looking. It's honoring some folks we lost in our sport from up in Wisconsin. Also has some help from Angels of Dirt. Yeah.
It looks like they can't get like the slide in, but only a little bit when they accelerate.
Yeah, they're gassing it up, going up to the jump. There's a battle back here for second. Eslick on the 164, Dan Bramley on the 62. Some of these riders are racing 2 different classes. Some of them riding in the singles class and some of them riding in the Mission Super Twins. So at the end of the day, they're going to be worn out.
Yeah, but I guess it's pretty fun to switch out bikes every now and then, you know.
Absolutely. Janish at the top spot, 2:9.505. Last lap a little bit faster. Eslick goes into second on the other Harley Davidson at the 3:0.166. So a half a second difference between the 33 and the 164. There goes the Suzuki of Dan Bramley. Bramley currently 4th. He's leading the points right now. He's looking for the championship. He's got a dollar bill right behind his number plate because somebody bet him $1 if he would stand up all the way around the Sturgis TT, and he did. So he put the $1 on his front number plate. And then he rode that bike to downtown Sturgis after he won.
Yeah, it's pretty good deal, I guess.
Yeah,
but
he's $1 richer.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, it looks like he's coming through the pack as Janish slipped wide down there in that first corner.
Wiles is...
Oh, no, there's $2 on there. Colby Carlisle said it's his $1, so there's $2 bills on there, too.
Dang.
So, yeah, he's $2 richer than we are.
And then Colby's $1
Pour. Yeah, exactly. White flag is out from Big P, our flagman. This is going to wrap up our entire first round of practice out here today at Thunder Valley. 2 rounds of practice, 2 rounds of qualifying, and then we'll have opening ceremonies a little bit later on this afternoon. We have opening ceremonies at 2 o'clock. For you folks watching on Flow, that is Central Standard Time. There's an open paddock area from 105 to 155 to go down there and meet the riders in the pit area. Bramley leads them off that final corner on that 62 Suzuki. Checkered flag's going to come out. The Giraffe taking that checkered flag. Here comes a few more riders. 79 Dalton Gautier from originally from Pine Grove, Pennsylvania, now lives down in Florida. And there's Austin Luzak, the 188 New York rider. Here comes a couple more. There's, looks like the 17. That's Cole King. 321 Will Harris, the 24 Hunter Bauer. So 9 bikes have made it through that first round of practice in the adventure tracker class. Fastest was the 33 Jesse Janish on his Harley Davidson 29.505. So the first round of practice is in the books. We have a little break right now to do a little track maintenance. And yeah, so what'd you think of calling your first ever AFT race in the booth?
It was a lot of fun. I like watching the race. I think it's pretty cool to be in a studio, I guess, and watching the race instead of like being in the judges tower like I did the district race.
It's really loud in the judges tower. It's so loud you can't even hear yourself think.
Yeah.
So yeah, how cool is it in here just for those fans that are out there sweating?
It's pretty cold. I mean, you even got a jacket behind your seat.
Yeah, it comes on in just a little bit. Man, we appreciate you stopping by. Good luck, and hopefully one day I'll hand the torch over to you and you can take my job.
We'll see.
All right, man.
Only time can tell.
That's right. That is David Morrissey right here stopping by the booth. He did the announcing here at the June race. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, second round of practice up next from the 78th running of the Peoria TT. We'll be right back.
Triumph is proud to have its Tiger 900 competing in the AFT Adventure Tracker Series. The Triumph Tiger family of motorcycles are ready for any adventure. To try a Tiger for yourself, find a Triumph demo event near you at triumph.ontour.com.
More than 50 years, Kicker has been rocking the planet on anything that moves. Kicker, the legacy continues.
Gotta have a lucky charm when you ride, right? Makes you feel safe and protected out there.
That's why I never leave home without a photo of the little ones.
Bracelet from my husband.
Oh. Lucky rabbit's foot.
Lucky rabbit named Swoot. It's Swedish.
That's a whole rabbit.
Named Swoot.
Well, there's really no need for a lucky charm when you ride.
Not when America's #1 motorcycle insurance got your back.
We're just gonna ignore the fact that Carl has a rabbit.
Named Swoot.
Win every race with VP Racing. Designed specifically for moto and power sports applications, VP's wide line of race fuels, lubricants, coolants, and additives give you the power and performance you need to win every lap and every race. Check out their championship-winning products today at vpracingfuels.com.
Tom Duma Fine Jewelers is proud to be the official jeweler for our 10th year to Progressive American Flat Track, providing championship rings for each class in 2023. Tom Duma Fine Jewelers wants to be your jeweler. Check us out online for all your jewelry needs, from engagement rings to fashion jewelry to watches, in all price points to fit everyone's budget. Shop like a pro. Shop TDFJ.com.
Freedom on the road starts with the right coverage. That's why so many riders depend on Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Visit Progressive.com to customize your policy and get great coverage, low rates, and a quote in just 3 minutes. Royal Enfield, the oldest motorcycle manufacturer in continuous production, is proud to introduce the 2025 Moto Anatomy powered by Royal Enfield Super Twins race team, which now features champion Johnny Lewis serving as coach to new lead rider Max Whale this year. In addition, Royal Enfield once again features a new lineup of build, train, race, all-female flat-track racers that compete on the AFT Pro Circuit this year. Royal Enfield's full lineup of retro-styled motorcycles are easy to ride at very accessible price points, all honoring 124 years of motorcycle history dating back to 1901. Check out RoyalEnfield.com to find your nearest dealer and test ride the newest models, including the Himalayan 450 and Bear 650, which are turning heads in North America.
The 78th running of the Peoria TT, round number 13, the Progressive American Flat Track. I'm Scotty Dubler up in the booth, and we had a replacement for me just for a little while, but he had to step outside. David Morris, he went back outside to go watch what's going on. So Colby, you were roaming around. What did you find out in that first round of practice?
It was exciting to watch. Earlier on when we walked the track, I talked to a few riders, and what we saw was, man, the jump looks big this year. And each year to year, they change the lip just a little bit because, one, the track only gets used twice a year, so erosion and such like that. But the jump looks big, and then I was looking and watching some riders like Terrence Santero looked like he was airing it out, and then I get a text from my buddy saying he's going about 130 feet so far this year, and we haven't seen that. I can't remember. It's been quite a few years. Like the guys like Jake Johnson back in the day went 140, 140 plus. But for Taryn to be doing that first practice, it's really cool to watch.
How far would you be airing it out right now? About 80?
I posted a picture to my Instagram. I was upside down in that one, so not very far.
All right, they got the little bitty track on the infield right here. They got little kids out there on little Strider bicycles and whatnot.
Well,
they got fun.
They got them out there right now. But come 12:20 when. And we're in intermission. Me, you, and Kristen beat.
We're going to have a
mini
little race down there?
Yeah.
All right, a little mini bike race. This place is one of a kind. Nothing like it in the world.
No, it is one of a kind. And last night, you know, Thunder Valley, last night at about 9:30, I was getting ready for bed. I live 20 minutes from here, and just seriously, the thunder was shaking my house. So it lived up to what it is, and thankfully we had that last night rather than today, but it couldn't be named more perfectly.
They said there was no moisture here at all last night.
We had a couple sprinkles
I was soaked
here.
where I was at.
Yeah.
It was raining hard where I was at.
And yeah, but the thunder was so loud last night. And then you know how it is when if you've never been here, when you come, it's a big steep downhill to get down into the valley here, and it's just such an iconic feeling because you can't see anything, and then you crest down the hill, and then all of a sudden there's a racetrack.
It's like, ta-da. Yeah,
well, if you like it, if you're a rider that enjoys it, if you're a rider that doesn't enjoy it, you're like, oh man, let's get this thing turned around.
I love this place. I had fun at this. I raced motocross before I raced flat track, so I like it. I like hitting that jump. You know, back then I was on a Woods road tax when I hit. I think I might have rode my night road tax here once, but you know, there's no suspension on those things. So you land and you do this head shake, and then you throw it to the right, and you throw it to the left. But it's a unique racetrack.
It is a unique racetrack, and I sounded like I would have been really in trouble then because I struggled on a motocross bike, and I never grew up riding motocross when I was younger, so that was something that I had to learn the best I could. And when I was 15 or 16, my parents, they allowed me to move out and go live in Carbondale, Illinois with the Mayer family. And shout out Cheryl Mayer. She helped me out a lot, and I know she's at home listening right now, and Levi. So I moved in with them, and they took care of me, and that's where I started to learn to ride motocross, was with them.
When you were living in Southern Illinois?
Yeah, exactly.
That's amazing.
That was my first time I started to learn how to jump, and it's probably a little bit too late. If I had a kid that I was teaching to race flat track, we'd probably start a little bit younger.
Yeah, so Cheryl and Jennifer and the entire Mayer family down there watching Dallas, and of course the whole Levi and everybody's watching down there in Southern Illinois. So we wish you were here, and hope you enjoy the races today. So doing a little track maintenance right now. I think it's a great time for another PMC burger. How many have you had today?
I haven't had any yet, so I've got some Amish donuts coming here shortly, but the PMC burgers will start flowing after that.
I've already had two. I think my record was like 11 one time, but I don't know if I'm setting records today. It's awful hot, but you got to have a PMC burger when you're here.
Well, if you get up to 10, let me know. We'll have to get the construction crew in here to open our door up a little bit.
And let it air out?
No, widen it.
Widen it.
I have to get Michelle to bring some new belts and
So for you folks
up.
that are new to Peoria, if you've not been here, they got PMC burgers. They got one on the front straightaway. They sell them in the infield. They also sell them over there on the jump. But it's a loose meat sandwich, and you can't get them anywhere else.
No, and the adjectives used there, loose meat. It sounds a little. Yeah, it's very delicious. Sounds a little bit iffy, but just go try one.
You have to try one. It's good. Looks like they're adjusting the face of the jump just a little bit right now, kind of smoothing it out with that big cat.
So it was a little wavy, like Scotty just said. They're smoothing out a little bit. We did a little bit of a shoot earlier up there today, and I noticed that it wasn't flat across. So like there was just some little waves. And as a rider, that's a very, very bad scenario a lot of the times, because if your front wheel gets a bump or your back wheel gets a bump that your front doesn't, it's going to move your bike around in the air.
Well, you also, when you leave turn number 2, you're very wide. Then you turn back to the left, so you're hitting the jump already at an angle.
Yeah, exactly. So when you jump at an angle, like if you jump straight and there's bumps, that's fine. The bike's going to kick a little bit left or right. But when you're already jumping at an angle, hitting those bumps, a lot of the times will kick that back end to the left. And as soon as that thing goes to the left, it's already probably too late. Unless you're like one of the best to do it, like say a guy like Wiles or Dallas or Breyer or JD Beach. If it goes left, I mean, that's what happened to me, and I went for a ride.
I like the pictures you sent us. Those are pretty cool. I mean, not
pretty
cool for you. I liked it. I thought, but it wasn't me hitting.
Man, that was
your neck was going the wrong way. You're upside down.
I thought I was doing good, and then I woke up and I was looking up at the late Joe Baggett. He was the first one there, and it was good to have someone like that there to comfort me. But man, that jump did me wrong. But we recovered. We got back to second one year.
This is a great reason we're in the hometown of Caterpillar. They've got their home offices right here. So I know some of our folks took the tour of Caterpillar yesterday right there in downtown Peoria. They can do wonders with this equipment. They're trying to smooth it out just a little bit for our riders, so it's a little bit smoother on the approach up that jump. And like you said, they're jumping 120 feet already. In 130 feet in that first practice session. There's Steve Moorhead out there just checking it out. They let the loose dirt right there slide out from the blade, and they'll back up and smooth it out just a little bit more. We did see a couple riders hit the deck already. Were you surprised at that, Colby?
Yeah, so we didn't really have any replays of that, but it looked like Bruner hit. I mean, what I assume happened, and you guys showed the replay of his reactions, it just looked like he got into the right-hander and the bike started swapping out, and it might have even started as soon as he landed off the jump, because when you land on these flat track bikes, the bike will do kind of like a rebound a little bit, and it gets really light there, so I'm guessing the back end just started swapping right, then left, and eventually it just went around on him.
And we also didn't see the 43 of Vanderkooi either when he went down, but Jared Vanderkooi went down early. Or no, I'm sorry. Kill Switch went down earlier on the 43 bike.
Yeah. The Trek's, it's definitely more aggressive this year. That jump's quite a significantly bigger, or a bigger face than it was last year.
All right, so another rider a few years back landing off the jump. Brandon Kitchen, the 105 right here. Watch, that's Henry Wiles in the lead, but watch the left side of the screen. Right about here comes the 105. A lot of head shaking up on the front end and up and over, and that bike goes down into the creek.
Yeah, that was a huge crash. Probably.
Here's another look at it. So he landed pretty good. This was when the track was really wet. Just the head shake just took his handlebars.
Yeah, he just hit a bump there and just took it, got started that head shake and took the bars right out of his hands. There's nothing you can do at that point.
Splash.
Once in a great while, you'll get lucky if you're going in a straight line and it'll collect itself, but he had to go right, so that was a big one.
Threw it away.
But, I mean, how many times have you seen that throughout your career announcing here?
A lot.
So many.
And I know Joe Kopp went through the creek and went up and landed on the other side.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing. Look at that beautiful Caterpillar equipment.
It's truly a place you either love or hate.
I know.
There's not a lot of middle ground.
Where you stand. As a rider, you don't like it.
I didn't like it as much. And they did that.
As a fan?
Oh, I love it as a fan. Yeah, so they did that double jump for a while, a couple years back, and I didn't mind that because then I didn't have to worry so much about hitting that left-handed jump. But when you have to do the left jump, it's just seriously like I squeezed my legs as tight as I could. I puckered up, and I prayed that I landed. And then I'd be fine to the right-hander all the way back till I get to that straightaway with the jump. It's like, we're good until we get there, and it's oof.
I think we did that step up for a year or two just to try to slow them down when they're going up the jump because these riders know that these riders have hit that jump on a twin before. So now that they're all used to riding the twins on every racetrack we go to, now they just let them air it out. One of the riders who went down earlier today was the 21 of Trevor Bruner. Kristen is with him.
Trevor making light of the situation a moment ago, but Trevor, take me through the sequence of events that unfolded.
You know, I felt like I was getting through the right-hander really good, so I was like, man, maybe I can go in a little harder. Kept going harder, kept sticking, and, you know, that last lap just baked in a little too hard. Rear end came around, slid out, and, yeah, so thankfully the crew got the bars changed, bike ready to rock again, so, yeah, we know our limits now, fortunately.
What can you tell us about racing on this Peoria TT circuit? It's such a heritage race. It's a legendary track, but you have to respect it.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of certain situations on this track you can get yourself, you know, kind of find yourself getting out of hand. So you really got to respect it and know your limits, stay within those, and just do what you can with what you got. And yeah, usually you can find those pretty early on in the day, as you can see, as I did. So yeah, we'll just keep plugging away and see if we can get going faster.
Trevor, thank you so much. Finding his limits here today, Scotty.
Definitely got to push it as hard as you can. You might as well do it in that first practice session when it doesn't really count for a whole lot other than setting the stage for the rest of the day.
Yeah, and that's a good point, saying limits. That's really something. So there will be guys who will show up here and they could have won races so far this year. They could be a great mile rider, half-mile, short track rider, but they need to know their limits. If they're not that great at jumping or they're not that comfortable here, you have to figure out how to just get through the day, really just to survive the day and get ready to fight in a couple weeks at Springfield. Because if you don't know your limits and you push them, it does not take anything for it to bite you. And a guy like Trevor Bruner, who won here in 2023, pushing his limits, luckily in a safer spot, being not over the jump, because if you crash over that jump, it's worst case scenario. So here we are, Kristen Beats down there with Jared Vanderkooi in a second. We'll get a little bit from him, but I remember Jared, one of his first times here, he had a ride in the crick.
In the crick. I was talking to him about that earlier, and he was giving some advice to his younger brother, and it was interesting. His wife Jen told me, I don't know who's more nervous, Jared or little brother Kill Switch. And now that you've seen him out on track, what kind of advice and feedback will you have for him when he eventually makes his way over here?
I went and talked to him after that. We were giving him advice on turn one. I should have maybe addressed the jump a little bit for him over there. But yeah, no, it's a learning curve here in Peoria. But
maybe a family tradition. At least he didn't end up in the crick.
Yeah, he didn't get as good as the first time I did here. I ended up all the way through the creek, blew a couple hay bales apart. So, hey, it's growing pains.
It's interesting because you and your brother have very different approaches to track selection and racing. You really love the TTs, your brother not so much. How do you get him to lean into this style of racing?
I really enjoy the off-road riding kind of part of it, where he's a die-hard flat track guy. You know, he loves this stuff, and so he never really grew up riding in the woods or kind of motocross tracks as far as I was able to. So lucky enough in my career, when I was riding for Harley and had a couple salary deals and stuff like that, I was able to spend my weeks at the moto track, where right out of high school he's working 9 to 5 and kind of doing that kind of stuff. So he didn't get the same upbringing I did, but either way, he's having fun. He loves to be here. He might not have had fun that first session, but we're going to tame him down a little bit and let him loose later.
Jared, best of luck here today, and giving some advice to younger brother. It's always nice when you have that relationship, and that's a relationship we're even seeing in the Super Twins class as well. You know, you have Bronson and Breyer being able to work together in the same class, but definitely nice for the Vanderkoois to have a family here.
Always nice to bounce some things off of somebody else that you definitely trust and rely on. Your brother, it's pretty cool. I never had that. I don't have any brothers or sisters, so I didn't have anybody to bounce things off of. So it's definitely cool to make that happen. As they continue to do a little track prep out here at Thunder Valley, the world famous Peoria TT, we'll step away when we come back. Second round of practice up next here from Peoria, Illinois.
Back on Track, a Rookies of 79 501c3 charity, was established in 2009 by former racers to help injured racers get back on the racetrack or the track of life. Assistance is provided to injured racers through our posted schedule of benefits and special fundraising programs, where 100% of your donation goes directly to ease the financial burden from an injury sustained on the racetrack. Check us out on the web at backontrack.com and donate today. Every donation is tax deductible and will make a difference in an injured racer's life.
Before the celebration, before the victory lap, before every turn, every jump, and close call, machines and equipment from the Cat Rental Store build the track where the action unfolds. And because your race day means so much to us, we want you to be the first to know what's next. More locations, fresh look, expanded fleet, better coverage. Get ready for the Cat Rental Store's new start.
American Flat Track race is being streamed live and on demand on FloRacing, part of the Flow Sports Network. With a FloRacing subscription, you get access to all Flow Sports sites. That's over 25 sports. Never miss a moment. With over 20,000 events per year, in-depth coverage, behind-the-scenes access, original documentaries, highlights, breaking news, and more. Visit FloRacing.com to learn more and sign up today. That's FLORacing.com. Kicker Performance Audio is your fuel for living loud and a proud supporter of American Flat Track, the original extreme sport. 50 years and counting, Kicker has been the world leader in audio gear for cars, trucks, motorcycles, and America's roads. Kicker Audio is living loud. Hey race fans, are you looking to take your welding skills to the next level? Trust Lincoln Electric, a leader in welding solutions for over a century. From top-notch equipment to innovative technology, Lincoln Electric powers your projects with unmatched reliability and performance. Elevate your craft with Lincoln Electric, where quality meets innovation. Visit LincolnElectric.com today. For over a decade, Dunlop has supported all progressive American flat track classes with their premier flat track tires. Designed for professional and amateur riders alike, Dunlop's DT4 has an aggressive tread pattern, is available in multiple tread compounds, and can be run tubeless for greater overall performance. Dunlop, the official tire of progressive American flat track. Rev up those taste buds with Mission Foods. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help take your race day to the finish line. Now that's too fast, too tasty. Racing is all about performance, speed, precision, and pushing the limits. Aeroflex brings that same mindset to liquid packaging with a design that's lighter, tougher, and better for the planet. Simply tear the tab, squeeze, and experience a better way to package liquids. Triumph is proud to have its Tiger 900 competing in the AFT Adventure Tracker Series. The Triumph Tiger family of motorcycles are ready for any adventure. To try a Tiger for yourself, find a Triumph demo event near you at triumph.ontour.com.
Welcome back to the 78th running of the Peoria TT, round number 13 of Progressive American Flat Track. A little track maintenance going on right now over there on the jump. In the pit area is Kristen B. Kristen, where you at?
I'm in the Essenson Racing Yamaha pit right now, standing next to Dallas Daniels' two Super Twins bikes. Now, what makes this weekend very unique for Dallas is he's actually alternating bikes in between practices. They brought out their Circle Track bike and their TT bike. Now, this is the TT bike that Dallas has been riding. He rode this bike at Sturgis, and after riding this bike, as you can see the chassis, they made the decision to also bring the Circle Track bike to Peoria because they felt as though the Circle Track bike, as you can see here, different chassis, different body, it has a completely different setup and frame on it. This bike, they feel, has better traction. So they're going to be alternating bikes between the A and the B bike during these practice sessions to see which bike is more compatible with this track. And I find that really interesting because these teams during the off-season will develop their TT bikes, their Circle Track bikes, their mile bikes, their short track bikes. Today, we may see Dallas race on his Circle Track bike rather than the TT bike just because of that traction issue. And that, again, puts an emphasis on that front straightaway. Rather than putting an emphasis on the jump, they're putting an emphasis on one of the most critical parts of this track. Guys?
Good point, Kristen. You know, it's whatever the rider feels best at. If you get the traction to the ground, that drives you forward. But, man, jumping that big jump, I don't know. I guess probably whatever Dallas is most comfortable on.
Yeah, and JD Beach won on that TT bike 3 times here in a row a few years ago for the Essenson team. And in the spring race, they did this exact same thing where they tried riding both bikes back to back. And there is a significant difference between those two chassis and how that bike, that bike is a huge step forward because for a while that team was using the TT bike on all the tracks back in 2000, and I believe that was 18 and 19 up to 20. And then they started going to a different chassis like the J&M chassis, and then they unveiled that new bike that they've got in 22 and significantly better grip coming off of the corners with that bike. So I see the points that they're trying to make there, and getting the run down the front straightaway so important here because if you spin up off that final corner, you lose a huge drive. And it's not so much that you need to make or break the jump is like you can lose time on it, but you can gain time on it as well, but it's not going to ruin your race because it is pretty hard to pass through that section. So if you give a little on that part, you can definitely gain a lot coming off of 2 there and off that final corner.
Two-time winner Briar Bauman is in the pit area, and Kristen's caught up with him.
Briar Bauman, as you mentioned, Scotty, a 2-time winner on this Peoria TT. You know your way around this track, but take me through how this bike is handling after that first session.
Yeah, it was really good. Dave and Michelle did a really good job with it. We left Sturgis and we're like, man, we have some stuff we need to work on for sure. And that place really exposed what our issues were.
What were the issues?
Just acceleration. Like, I don't know if there was anything we could have done or you can do to this motor package for a track that small for the TT. So yeah, we just made quite a few changes, just the chassis. Didn't really worry too much about the acceleration here, but yeah, it felt really good. The jump was gnarly. Like that was really, I'm a pretty good jumper. I know Dallas is, I know like a few of us are, and I think just for the sake of all of us in the paddock, we're like, hey, we should probably talk to these guys and maybe get them to tame it down just a touch. And thankfully Peoria Motorcycle Club was cool about that, and yeah, here soon we'll be back on track.
This is such an iconic race in American Flat Track Series history. It's a heritage race. There's a legacy here. And despite the fact you and Dallas have been going back and forth all season long, there is Henry Wiles, who could very well insert himself into this conversation. How much attention have you been paying to Henry? And when I spoke with some of the other riders in the Super Twins class, they went back and they watched film not only on you, Briar, but also on Henry.
Yeah, I just watch film all the time. And if you watch any film from Peoria, you're probably watching Henry win here. So I can't say I like zoned in on him particularly too much because most of his wins were on the single, and then he did get a couple on the twin, and the track was a bit different. But things are so tight right now between me and Dallas. It's like my only focus is win, whether that's against Brandon Robinson or Jared Vanderkooi or Fisher or Dallas or Henry. So it's they both, Henry did some incredible things here, and hopefully I can race with him throughout my career, whatever we have left together, and yeah, hopefully we have a good battle today. But yeah, it's he's phenomenal, but it's just...
What does he do well on this track?
I think everything. Like, I think that just every piece of it, like, it's weird. I don't have it for myself. I have it with some tracks, but when you walk in somewhere and you're like there are no questions. Like, I know that today is probably going to work the way I need it to, and even when you have a little bit of a hiccup, you don't question it. It's just like, okay, it's not a problem. I get 25 laps for a main event. So I think the biggest thing for him is just the aura, the vibe, right? He's just ready to rock. So yeah, he just does it well.
Briar, thank you so much for your time. We're excited to watch this battle unfold rather than a title card matchup, guys. It's really anyone's race here today, but Briar definitely leading the front as a 2-time winner here in the American Flat Track Series paddock.
Briar won here back in 2014 and 2019. In between there was JD Beach. There's Kristen Beat from up there at the drone. Hi, Kristen. Yeah, JD Beach won here 21, 22, and 23. And before that, it was Henry Wiles who won here from 2004 all the way up to 2018. He did win the last 2 seasons here on a twin. It's the same twin he is riding. Another rider looking to take his put his name on the list of winners here, maybe take home a #1 plate, is Dan Bramley. Kristen?
Dan Bramley chasing what could be his 2nd AMA championship in the American Flat Track Series, a 4-race championship, but still a championship that you would take great pride in winning. Take me through the emotions of ensuring today goes smooth, because obviously you're set to win the championship. You're just racing against yourself. You just have to put in a good day to take that trophy home. But what is it like to be in that mind frame where you just have to control the day?
It's wild, back in 2018, I kind of had this same sensation, At Williams Grove, I had to finish 7th or better if Ryan Wells won it, and I ended up finishing 7th. I think Ryan finished 9th, so I won the championship. So I've been in this position before, he's riding really good today, and he's just waiting for me to have a mistake or have something happen like he did, and it's a shame what happened to him. I was really excited to a fun championship with Jesse. We've been good friends. In 18, he followed me to watch me win my championship, and in 22, I followed him at Volusia and got second behind him when he won his. So it's pretty cool to be able to battle with him, and I'm excited for today. This class is definitely different. It's something the series has never had, and I kind of compare it to the baggers with road racing. We're doing something different. We're doing something that is growing in the sport of motorcycling in general, and it's cool to be a part of it. Last year, I I almost had this championship, but some got away and Sammy got it, so I was bummed that he couldn't come out here and ride with the #1 plate, but be cool to maybe have this again next year and me or Jesse be able to proudly run it and show it off to the sport.
There's also a factor in your day as a whole regarding maintaining, right? There's a lot of energy that you have to expel in between races. You're racing 2 classes. How do you pace yourself?
The biggest thing is just staying on top of your hydration. You know, me, like a lot of riders in the sport, we work outside, and some of us do construction, and I'm out in it every day in the 100-degree weather, so I'm kind of used to it, and it comes a little easier just knowing when you need water, when you need to keep up on it, and the biggest thing is just keeping hydrated and eating. A lot of people forget to do that, so today we'll be staying hydrated. And
PMC burgers, right?
Yeah, actually I had one. I've never had a PMC burger, so every time I'm done racing, I walk over there and they're sold out. So today I got one before the races started, and
1 to 10, 1 bite. Everyone knows the rules. What was it?
I'm not gonna rate that. It's I wouldn't.
Oh, that means he didn't like it, right? Because he doesn't.
Yeah, no, not that I didn't like it. It's different. I'm used to a cheeseburger. That's more like a sloppy Joe from where I come from. So it was good, but definitely different. And hopefully everybody here gets to have one and have their own experience.
Speaking of Joe, your dad is here today. What kind of advice has he given you moving into this race weekend where you could potentially clinch a championship?
Yeah, he's been good. He's won here back in the amateur days. He's raced against Jared Mees, Henry Wiles, and all of them back when they used to have the amateur nationals here. So he's just telling me to just relax, like he always does, just have fun, and whatever's meant to be, meant to be. You know, if I go out there and get a hell of a good start and I'm out front, just ride my race. And if I get a bad start and I'm working through the field, just take it one by one and see where it ends up. You know, you can't really choose what's going to happen at the end and the beginning. So we're just going to have fun with it and roll with the punches.
Thanks so much, Dan. Best of luck today.
Dan's one of the funnest guys in the pit area, and he wasn't a fan of the PMC burger, but that's all right. Everybody's got to try one. They're amazing. The loose meat sandwich, and he's trying to stay hydrated out there. It's going to be very warm out there. Hopefully all the fans stay hydrated as well. The line is not very long right now for the PMC burger, so I might have to go get another one. I'm sitting on 2 right now. I need another one. Man, they're amazing. Colby hasn't had one yet. Your fiance is on her way here. She's going to stop by and see us up here in the booth, I hope, a little bit later on. Doing a little maintenance over there on the jump right now. We have 1 round of practice in the books, and there's the big Cat equipment. Smoothing out the jump just a little bit, and they put some moisture down. We get back to it. 1 more round of practice, then 2 rounds of qualifying for all 3 classes out here today. There's Mission AFT Super Twins. There is the AFT Singles presented by Kicker Performance Audio and the AFT Adventure Tracker class. This is the final round for the AFT Adventure Trackers. We'll have a weekend off, then we head down to Springfield, Illinois for the world's fastest dirt oval. 2 days in a row of racing at the Springfield Mile. The first day is part of the Mission Triple Challenge. We'll have 3 main events for both of our classes there at the Springfield Mile. If you're a fan, you can go down underneath the racetrack. There's a tunnel underneath the jump. There's a tunnel over underneath the final corner and make your way to the infield section. The pits will be open a little bit later on for the pit walk. That'll be going on from 1:05 until 1:55. Opening ceremonies at 2 o'clock. After opening ceremonies, we'll have heat races. 2 heat races in the singles, 1 heat race in the Adventure Twins, and 2 heat races in the Super Twins. We'll come back with our last chance qualifier, 2 challenge races in our 3 main events. So it is a busy, busy day down here in Thunder Valley. Kristen Beat is in the pit area with a former Grand National champion, and a first win of his career came right here. Kristen, who you got?
Scotty, you mentioned a busy day. Well, a busy Joe Kopp, Cody Kopp's dad down here. Cody unfortunately broke the chain during his session. Joe, you were down here fixing things. What's going on? I saw you wiring part of the shaft, right?
Yeah, we had a chain issue. It broke a chain over the jump. I don't know if the chain, I think it might have derailed and then broke in when the wheel locked up. So not sure how that happened, but it took out our clutch master cylinder, slave cylinder, so we had to replace that part. So, but I think we were going to go on the backup bike for the next session, but we got this girl ready to go, so we'll back out on her.
What are the differences between the B bike and the A bike? Are there major differences? Are you reserving the A bike for finals?
This is an A plus and that's an A plus. They're very identical, honestly. Similar motor builds, identical suspension chassis. We try not to call them the A bike or the B bike, but yeah, I think that's the bike he actually rode here last year. This is just a little bit different package.
So the last 3 seasons, Cody finished 4th, 3rd, 2nd. He's got to be looking for that number 1 spot here today.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. I mean, you know, every year you come here, like Cody was saying the other day, it's like I'm coming here without worrying about points. Every year it's been like, you know, 3 or 4 races from the end. He's trying to be smart with, you know, conserving points. And, you know, obviously it's one of the more rigorous tracks and dangerous. You can have a mistake real easy here and wreck your championship run. So this year he gets to come here and, you know, just have fun with it more than anything.
Full send, right?
Yeah, full send, exact.
Full send. Take me through the advice you've maybe been imparting on your son throughout the week going into this Peoria TT. I'm sure he's watched film. He's very diligent about that, but maybe some more technical advice on the track.
Yeah, really, we haven't, you know, I haven't got to watch the track too much today just because we've only had 1 session, but more than anything, you know, I'm just trying to reassure in his mind, like, dude, these are, I know as a racer, like, these are the days you can really have fun. You know, Chase and Tom and Taryn, them guys are going after points, hey, which is great. You don't want to get in the middle of that, but at the same time.
But he may also want to, right?
Possibly a little bit. So, yeah, it will be a fun day for him no matter what. You know, he just doesn't have that on his shoulders. So that's kind of the advice I just always try to instill is have fun, but it's easier said than done on a lot of days. But this is definitely one of those days where he can have fun.
Well, Joe, thank you so much. And guys, I think I actually scared Cody Kopp when I saw him today. I ran up and gave him the biggest bear hug that I could possibly afford for him because we do miss Cody in the paddock. We miss interviewing him. We miss talking to him. I think I startled you with such a big hug today because I was so excited to see you. It's so nice that you're back. Cody, what does it feel like being back? Is it fun seeing all your old friends?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these are the guys I grew up with and the guys I looked up to in my career growing up. So fun to be back. Kind of feels like being at home again. And yeah, we're just here to have some fun out of a little mechanical, no big deal. It's fixed, and go see if we can't do a little better than that first session. I think we got like 2 heaters, and I was just having fun airing that thing out. That's the biggest I've ever had a Peoria jump, so I was taking advantage of throwing a little style in there.
Have you been enjoying road racing?
Yeah, I have for sure. It's been a refreshing new challenge for me. I just, I'm a big guy on a small bike, so it makes it tough to get the finishes that I feel like people are expecting, or I had expectations of myself early in the year, but what I'm doing on that bike right now is actually kind of crazy with how big I am, and I'm proud of it for sure. I'm having fun, but at the same time, there's nothing like coming home.
How have you been handling moving from a scenario where you're winning 3 championships in a row, and then now you're road racing, and you've been thrown a lot of obstacles, and you're having to battle through adversity again? What has that been like?
Yeah, I mean, it's a bunch of young kids beating me every weekend, right? So it's been
humbling.
Humbling for sure, very humbling. I've always tried to stay super humble, right? Even with the success we've had, and Dad's always nailed that in my head. But this year has been the biggest humbling season of my life, and I think it was so necessary. I mean, I said it on a podcast a couple days ago. You win a lot, you kind of get complacent, and it was kind of not easy to do that and get complacent. But yeah, we got to a point I was comfortable every week and come to the track, and in my head, I thought I was the best guy here, so I was going to win. And now it's real fun to show up to a road race and be like, all right, I'm the 7th place guy. Let's see if we can finish 5th this weekend type thing.
Has your time road racing maybe bettered your skill set for a TT like this?
I hope so. I was pretty comfortable going into turn 1 on the front brake there, more than I feel like I ever have been. But I think more than anything, just riding every type of bike. I ride a lot of motocross. I ride a lot of road racing now this year, a little bit of flat track. This might be day 6 or 7 the whole 2025 year on a flat track bike, but
minus Daytona.
Yeah, and Daytona, counting Daytona. So, I mean, yeah, no, it helps for sure, but I mean, flat track, it's just all about being a well-rounded rider, I think, and that's what we're trying to do.
Thanks so much, Cody. And guys, that has been a recurring theme as I've talked to some of the riders in the paddock. Your braking points going into turn 1, something Jared Vanderkooi actually brought to my attention. He said you can be too hot on the brakes. And what's interesting about that turn 1 is it opens up. So as you may be expecting a more narrow entry into the turn, you don't want to overbrake going into that turn because you lose that momentum that you get when it widens on exit.
Yeah, keep your momentum up because it does drift up high. You got plenty of room to drift up onto the grassy hill if you need to, but you got to get it pointed straight when you head up to the jump. Final track preps is just about done. They have blown the horn. We'll be on the track here in just a moment. Up next, 2nd round of practice from Thunder Valley, the 78th running of the Peoria TT. We'll be right back.
Rev up those taste buds with Mission Foods. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help take your race day to the finish line. Now that's too fast, too tasty.
Before the celebration, before the victory lap, before every turn, every jump, and close call, machines and equipment from the Cat Rental Store build the track where the action unfolds. And because your race day means so much to us, we want you to be the first to know what's next. More locations, fresh look, expanded fleet, better coverage. Get ready for the Cat Rental Store's new start.
For over a decade, Dunlop has supported all progressive American flat track classes with their premier flat track tires. Designed for professional and amateur riders alike, Dunlop's DT4 has an aggressive tread pattern, is available in multiple tread compounds, and can be run tubeless for greater overall performance. Dunlop, the official tire of progressive American flat track. Freedom on the road starts with the right coverage. That's why so many riders depend on Progressive.
Founder.
Welcome back to the 78th Peoria TT, round number 13, Progressive American Flat Track. It is practice session number 2. During practice session number 2, they get a practice start. They're sending them all out there, Colby, in one group.
Yeah, it's a lot of them. They never, ever go with this many guys in one group, but I believe there's 16 riders, 16 Super Twins here today, so they're going to put them all in one group. They can spread out quite a bit. Right now, they're not electing to, but yeah, first time over the jump since they cut it down a little bit, so we'll see what it looks like now.
Into the switchback, into that final corner. That's the 3-bike of Briar Bauman on the Harley Davidson. He is our points leader coming into round number 13 here in Peoria. Dallas Daniels in tow on the 32 Yamaha and the 44 Brandon Robinson. That's your top 3 in the points. And those are the only 3 riders that have won a main event this season.
Yeah, it just shows the class of the field right now with Dallas and Briar being so competitive and so fast.
And when Briar lands, that back tire looks like it almost hits the rim.
So I wasn't in here for the first session. I was out watching with my own eyes. You've been in here in the booth, so you'll have to let me know what it looks like from the camera screen compared to what the first session looked like.
It looks very similar. I think they were jumping further in that first session because there was a little bit more of a lip at the top of the jump, but we'll see how these guys start airing it out a little bit further as they're getting more and more laps. There goes Dallas. He gets his wheels back on the ground as quickly as possible.
So close to that inner berm, too. That's one thing you got to be careful about. So when you go up the face of that jump, it's blind, and they have a built-up berm on the left side there. So we've seen some riders in the past end up landing either on the berm or on the left side of it, and that's...
If you land on that grass, it is so slippery. We saw Dallas crash there a couple of years back on the single.
Especially that year, it rained like during the middle of the day, so it was really wet. Luckily today, grass is going to be dry, but you see how close Dallas lands to that berm there.
Briar's fastest in that first practice session, 2:7.152. Right now, they're at a 2:7.263. So, to put it in comparison.
Yeah, we'll see what they do here. Briar's getting a little bit quicker lap by lap.
There goes Dallas in the top spot, 2:7.200, the 32 quickest in this second round of practice so far. Max Whale jumps up to 7th on that last lap.
Max Whale, he's won here twice before on the 450. Was really strong here riding for the KTM team back then and was able to grab 2 wins.
Those bikes sound good. They all sound
much. And after he mentioned it, it's getting off of the corners, the actual acceleration of the Harley-Davidson engine versus the Yamaha. And the Yamaha's strength always was, even against the Indians, was of how fast it could get off of the corners.
Wiles doesn't have a time right now, so either he doesn't have a transponder on or he didn't make it out there in this second practice session. Maybe he's in conservation mode already since he's riding 2 classes.
Absolutely, and Wiles, so I watched him out there, and he was by far jumping the farthest out of anyone and the smoothest. He was jumping about the same length as a lot of those 450 riders. I would say almost double of what some of the Twins guys were doing, so maybe he's saving it, maybe saving the bike or his body, because you're right, he's racing 2 classes today.
And those main events will be back-to-back. He's in the AFT Adventure Tracker class in the last race of the day is Intermission AFT Super Twin. So he'll go back-to-back. Dallas Daniels to the top spot, 2:7.049. So it did get a little bit faster after they did that track maintenance. Breyer was fastest in that first practice session, 2:7.152. And looks like Davis Fisher pulls back onto the racetrack. He had pulled off of the racing line, and the bike is actually coasting, so he'll walk that thing in. Trent Lowe had an issue in that first round, so did Logan Eisenhardt, and we saw Cody Kopp in the singles class. This track is hard on equipment.
It's very hard on equipment, and like Cody, we saw with the chain or issue, that can be extremely common with these bikes landing, especially on these framer machines that not meant to jump.
So that was it for our Mission Super Twins.
Or no, that's not Henry. Excuse me, that's Cole King. He's got the 17. I'm not used to that here. Usually when I see the 17, it's winning this place.
So Wiles did not go out there or did not have a transponder on.
No, his bike's sitting right there.
Okay, and here comes the AFT Singles presented by Kicker Class. They make their way onto the racetrack. Again, they get a little practice start right here, and then they'll send them on their way. This is their second round of practice, only 2 rounds of practice for all of our competitors, and then we get into our qualifying in just a few moments. There is our points leader, 59, Tom Drain. Drain has not won here yet.
No, and he was in here in the spring with Dallas, and him and Chase Saathoff, actually both of them, our top 2 in the points, battled it out here early on in the spring. So it's going to be a battle, but I think there's really like almost 5 guys here today that could win this thing. There's a lot of 450 riders here that are eager to win the Peoria TT because it's something that you want to have on your resume.
And they're airing it out on that jump the very first lap. They don't care what they did to the track. That doesn't matter that the CAT equipment came out and made the track, made that jump a little bit smoother. They're sending it.
Yeah, and these bikes you can do that a little bit more just because the suspension and they're meant to jump originally. Obviously, a lot of the bikes a few years ago were a lot shorter than they are now. Some of these bikes are almost full moto height because of the trends and the styles that the suspension likes to go. As we see Bruner coming along side by side and elects to back off there. But you see Saathoff. And when you jump these 450s that far and hard, a lot of the times you'll see that head shake because even though they're meant to jump, they're not meant to specifically jump in this fashion. And they're jumping 130 feet. So on a motocross track like a triple, that's 90 feet.
Well, and then on a motocross track, you're on a down slope when you land. They're landing kind of, it's angled down, but it's a flat landing and not a smooth down slope, like a landing of jump. So it's a little bit different. These guys are sending it just like
it's so far.
They're sending it just like they're racing right now. Drain to the top spot, 2:7.097. Cody Kopp up there second quick on the 1 bike. Cody just wants to win this race. He has he's no dog in the fight for the championship. This is a win for him. That's what he wants. 88 is Saathoff, currently third quick, 2:7.302 in this practice session. Wow, Saathoff just aired it out on the 88 bike. Sailing it. He's got a practice track very similar to this.
Yeah, I'm getting reports now that Kristen B is down trackside with a little report for us. Kristen?
You mentioned, Scotty, the surprise maybe at how intensely these riders are racing practice. And when I spoke with Tom Drain earlier in the day, part of that intensity, they want to really get a gauge for this bike during race trim. If you only ride to a practice intensity, you're not going to get a good idea of not only the bike's fragility, but also your settings. Because when you pick up a notch, when you start riding a little faster, your bike handles differently. So trying to get a good perspective on the handling, but also something to note, Tom Drain, a rider who came here as a road racer, is still winners in the singles class on the TTs. It is so important for him today to get that first TT win. And I think we can all say we're surprised he hasn't done it yet.
Yeah, and Tom Drain right now at the top of the boards, but he's battling up against a group of people that are so good and so confident here, like Chase Saathoff. And you can see the confidence just at how good he's jumping today and how far he is. That shows confidence. But this guy right here, Cody Kopp, currently sitting second, Scotty.
Colby, look at the top 5. I think any of these top 5 can win. Drain, Kopp, Saathoff, Gauthier is a TT rider. Chad Coast is a former supermoto rider. He could go good.
Yeah, but I don't want to back off from the 75 of Santero. I think that could be our upset winner of the day. And then we've got Bruner. He won here the last time he raced a 450, but Santero, one of the best motocrossers we've got.
Fanders just landed really hard on that seat as we look at the rookie Walker Porter, currently in the 14th spot. There's 14 bikes on the track, so Walker's going to have to step it up just a little bit as Cody Kopp just about bounces off the fence coming off that final corner. Drain, top spot.
And for Walker, too, this isn't necessarily an easy place to come as a rookie, and I don't know if he ever came here in the amateur race because they always have a spring race here and amateurs can do that, and I don't know if he's ever done that, and that's not great. if you want to become an AFT singles racer and a champion one day, you really need to try and come here and get some laps here because it is such a different, unique track.
A lot of shifting, you know, upshifting coming off that final corner, downshifting going into one, using the front brake.
You're going 90 mile an hour into the first corner and just so much front brake.
Kristen is with Henry Wiles, who sat out that second practice session. Kristen?
And the reason he sat out, they made an ECU adjustment. You put a few laps on the bike and you said, you know what, it's not worth exerting my energy on a setting that was in the wrong direction, came back changing that setting again. How important is energy management for you today?
Well, I'm going to guess it's pretty important. I'm going to have to ride the wheels off it today if I want to, you know, stay up there with these guys. So I'm looking forward to it. It's another beautiful, hot, sunny day in Peoria, and this is what it's all about, in my opinion. Turn the heat up on these boys. I'm ready for it.
How many moms have asked you to sign their babies today?
Well, I haven't seen any yet, but bring them on. We'll wherever you need it, we'll stick it.
And we're wrapped.
King Henry with the 100th anniversary. Walter's brothers, Harley Davidson, on the leathers, and he is on fire. He is so fun. When you were outside earlier, the 314 of Herrick actually was fast in that first practice session. Lehman passed him, and then he passed Jacob Lehman back, who won here back in 2017. So Thomas Herrick could be a wild card.
Yeah, that'd be good to get in there behind Jacob Lehman, and I guess I gave his cell phone away.
Yeah, you had
somebody
Jacob Lehman's cell phone.
Somebody took it. So if he hasn't gotten it back yet, it's not your cell phone. It's Jacob Lehman. So please return it to the booth because I've got guilt and I've got a lot of anxiety. I don't need to add that to my conscience. But yeah, Thomas Herrick coming from Australia. Cool to see that he's up getting, because like I just mentioned about Walker Porter, it's not an easy place to just show up to and go fast.
He made it to 2 of the 3 main events at Sturgis, 1 on the short track and 1 at the Super TT. Jacob Lehman is ranked 4th on the racetrack right now, just kind of getting dialed in. Bronson Pierce right behind him, the 132, the FIM Supermoto rider, doing it for A1R Racing.
Herrick made a mistake last lap going into 1. He went in too deep and ended up going wide. So just something, you got to try to find a place on the fence where you can learn your brake marker, and typically a little bit past that hay bale when you come back to the second part of the fence.
Downshifting twice, grabbing that front brake, trying to get it woe down and try to keep it down on the racing line. You can see the blue groove is definitely formed going into 1. It is very, oh, Herrick got it really sideways after that jump right here. He's got pressure right behind him. The 132 is looking for a way around. Herrick is currently 13th in this second round of practice, the Australian. Watch the 314 right here, Colby.
Yeah, that's I'm guessing Bruner's was I've got Bruner's was very, very similar to that. And I just got some reports that Walker did race here last spring. So
yeah, talked to his dad about it. He said, yeah, it is a learning experience, but he loves this place.
Yeah, he does love it. And so it's something cool. And you just got to get and like, again, we talk about this a lot. This is just practice. So qualifying comes up next. But here you really need to get your feet wet.
You need to push it as hard as you can right here in this final round of practice. Leader's getting a little bit loose, a little bit deep in turn number 2, slipping a little bit wide. Still grabbing a handful from our drone shot over here outside that final corner. Herrick out in front, the Australian. Bronson Pierce is chasing him down to that 132. And there's Justin Anselmi, the 15 bike. Anselmi riding the Yamaha here today.
Herrick might benefit a little bit by trying to just ride a little bit slower into some of these corners. You've seen him make some of those mistakes. Like he's made that mistake into 1 a few times now where he blows off the corner. Let's see if he does it again. No, he's smoother that time through, but through these final corners, the final left coming to the front stretch, he was bobbling around a little bit there. And his time's not bad. Currently sitting in 13th, and he could make up a lot of spots really easily.
So it's hard to go out there first time here and lead. I think it'd be more beneficial to run second or third. He was actually running behind Lehman in that first practice session, but then passed him as a checkered flag comes out.
Yeah, and I think that's why he's made those mistakes going into 1 a few times, just because he doesn't have someone to chase and know a brake marker.
So there was a little bit of silly season going on since we last raced up at Sturgis, South Dakota. Kristen B with more on that story.
Cage Tadman making his debut with the First Impressions Husqvarna race team. Cage 10th in live timing right now for these 2 practice sessions, but you've never raced here on the Peoria TT. A lot of Midwest riders grew up riding here, but you're a California boy. You've never had the opportunity to put tires to this track. Excuse me. What are you finding out here? What are you learning?
The track's changing quite a bit just from that first practice, but I think kind of getting my lines down. I was kind of going all over the place both sessions, but I kind of figured out a good line on my last lap. So I think if I can just figure out good braking points and run good lines, I should be good.
And this is a new team for you, so a brand new bike, the KTM, comparable in it being a steel frame, but still minor differences for you, different suspension, different setup. How are you adapting?
I'm adapting good. I feel really comfortable on the bike. Just from these 2 sessions, kind of doing a little bit of changes, but I like it a lot, and I think we could do good.
Making the most of a last-minute opportunity, Cage Tadman.
It's good to see him out there. He's on the First Impressions Husqvarna, so the 65 out, 228 is in, and here's a start. Look at Bramley. Bramley goofing on the 62 bike, and Eslick looks over his shoulder, and Bramley's just having fun.
See that dollar bill right there?
Yeah, one of them's yours.
It is signed, sealed, and I was walking down the hill with him earlier, and he said he's open for sponsorship. So if you want your dollar bill, you're going to want to go see Bramley in between qualifying in the heats, and you might. I want to sponsor for $1 a championship ride.
He's out here for a Sunday cruise on a Saturday, so I want to see more than $1 out there. I want to see like a $20 bill or something.
This is the cheapest you will ever be able to sponsor a championship level rider. It's between Janish and Bramley today.
And yeah, he's got the lead right now if he keeps it on 2 wheels, and I think he's going to try to conserve some energy. But Wiles wants to win this race. Bramley wants to win this championship.
It's got to be a tough spot for Wiles though, because he knows how good he can be in that Super Twins class, and he wants to win that. And Bramley's
going to pull off and save some energy. So he won the wheelie contest. Now he's going to park it in the pit area. I wonder if he got $1 to do that wheelie off the line. Do you think?
Mate, that could be a bet. He's taking side bets.
Janish at the top spot, 29.309, just 2 seconds off of the Super Twins. And this is our AFT Adventure Trackers. Harley Davidson's 1, 2, and 3. Janish, Eslick, Wiles.
And Wiles is out there right now, putting in some laps, so not saving anything in this class.
Wiles was racing his Adventure Tracker in June in the Pro class. Here goes Janish, and Janish standing up over there. Eslick, the 4-time Daytona 200 winner. Janish trying to space himself out a little bit away from that 164, I think. Dropping the hammer.
I've witnessed how fast Janish can go around here from my own eyes, unfortunately.
From looking at the back tire?
Looking at it for a while, and then it got about 6 seconds down the road from me.
So Janish won here in 2015, 2017, and 2018.
And in 2022 on the production twin.
Really?
Yep.
Why don't I have that wrote down?
Bramley won it on 2021. I think is what he told me this morning.
Yep, on a Yamaha.
But I definitely know Janish won 17 because I made a pass up the front stretch, and that's all she wrote.
Watch on the landing, the 164, Danny Eslick. Man, he's way close to the inside. He's airing it out. Oh, Janish right there, kind of bouncing a little bit.
And honestly, that's not nearly as bad as it looks. Inside of his head, it was no big thing, but man, Eslick really aired that thing out down the hill on that big bike. But whenever you land like that and you bounce a little bit, that's honestly pretty common here.
Yeah.
Especially on the twins and the heavier motorcycles, they'll do that bounce up, that rebound like I talked about. Even on some of the 450s, they'll do that. Like when Chase Saathoff's hitting that thing, you'll see the bike bounce back up a little bit, and that's when you see the head shake because the front end's off the ground a little bit. It's loose. But Eslick's having fun with it right now. But Janish, 29.138. I bet these things go zipping down that front straightaway. I bet that feels pretty cool.
Honking the horn, having a good time. Yeah. Henry Wiles has pulled off. He's already in conservation mode, saving up. He's got to do 2 main events back-to-back a little bit later on.
Did you give him a weather report, Scotty, the people at home?
Hot. Hot.
It is about 100.
More hot.
Yeah,
more
it's 113% humidity, 95 degrees. I think the real feels like 105 today. That part I'm being serious about.
Well, it is nice and hot out there. Let's check in with Kristen Beat with more on Jesse Janish.
Why, yes, the guys in the air conditioning complaining about how hot it is. Ironic, right? Well, down here in Thunder Valley, where it is a billion degrees. I spoke with Jesse Janis earlier regarding racing with Dan Bramley, and he said it is so annoying because it looks like Dan is going really slow, but in reality, he's so fast, and he's so good at placing the bike where it needs to be. Now, prior to the Sturgis TT, Jesse did have a legitimate chance at this championship, and it would have come down to a really great race between him and Dan Bramley. But now, being further away, he said, listen, I really have nothing to lose. I'm going out there, I'm racing for fun, and I'm racing with guys that I enjoy racing with, namely Dan Bramley. I love watching how the two kind of give and take out on track, and it is really interesting how Jesse said Dan Bramley looks like he's going really slow, but he's actually just absolutely flying out there.
Yeah, it looks like Bramley wants to win this championship. And again, Janis, had that fall at the Sturgis TT going into turn number 1, and he's just looking to come out here and win again.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking to grab the win, but he's going to need mother luck to give him quite a bit to be able to grab this championship from Bramley.
Practice in the books out here at the 78th running of the Peoria TT. We'll step away. When we come back, it is time for qualifying here at Progressive American Flat Track.
By renting tools, equipment, and attachments you need to get the job done, and buying the machines you use every day, your local cat dealer and cat rental store can help you win wherever you're doing the work. Visit catrentalstore.com today. Back on Track, a Rookies of 79 501c3 charity, was established in 2009 by former racers to help injured racers get back on the racetrack or the track of life. Assistance is provided to injured racers through our posted schedule of benefits and special fundraising programs, where 100% of your donation goes directly to ease the financial burden from an injury sustained on the racetrack. Check us out on the web at backontrack.com and donate today. Every donation is tax deductible and will make a difference in an injured racer's life.
We're going full throttle with Mission Foods. There's no holding back American flat track when you combine the fiercest dirt track riders and tastiest products. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy to make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
Gotta have a lucky charm when you ride, right? Makes you feel safe and protected out there.
That's why I never leave home without a photo of the little ones.
Bracelet from my husband.
Lucky rabbit's foot.
Lucky rabbit named Sfoot. It's Swedish.
That's a whole rabbit.
Named Sfoot.
Well, there's really no need for a lucky charm when you ride.
Not when America's #1 motorcycle insurance got your back.
We're just gonna ignore the fact that Carl has a rabbit.
Named Sfoot.
Jostens is proud to be the official trophy of American Flat Track. Jostens also produces great commemorative race products for race fans. Please visit us at jostens.com to see all of our commemorative racing products. Racing is all about performance, speed, precision, and pushing the limits. Aeroflex brings that same mindset to liquid packaging with a design that's lighter, tougher, and better for the planet. Simply tear the tab, squeeze, and experience a better way to package liquids. For over a decade, Dunlop has supported all progressive American flat track classes with their premier flat track tires. Designed for professional and amateur riders alike, Dunlop's DT4 has an aggressive tread pattern, is available in multiple tread compounds, and can be run tubeless for greater overall performance. Dunlop, the official tire of progressive American flat track.
From the flat track to the strip to the street, it's ARP fasteners for your bike. The speed demons of American flat track racing trust ARP. When failure is not an option, it's ARP-bolts.com.
Light Shoe has been building quality steel shoes for flat track racers since 1998. They serve the flat track community worldwide, building custom hot shoes to fit individual needs with the rider's unique style in mind. With more than 25 years of experience and a 1-year unconditional guarantee, you'll know you've made the right choice when your foot touches the ground going into turn 1. Join the Light Shoe crew.
You'll be glad you did.
Back to the 78th running of the Peoria TT. It's round number 13, Progressive American Flat Track. All the practices in the books. Colby, up next, it's time for qualifying.
It's time. This is what matters. This is the start of your day. Hard to pass here, too. This is another track very important to get a good qualifying spot at.
You want to start in that front row of the heat race. You want to be up front all day, but to get there, I think starting in the front is very important.
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't want to jump the start either, because then you have to go to the back.
Going to the back. Nikki Hayden won it from the back row.
Yep. That was awesome. Uh-oh.
This is the coolest thing I brought today.
Your mustache is a little out of shape right now. Much better. So much better.
That's the one thing I wanted to do all day.
So your fiance's on her way here, or is she here?
We got some, yeah, she's here. We got some donuts coming. You said I live 20 minutes from here, so it's great. So usually I'm from New York, had to spend a long, probably 10.5 hours to get here back in the day. Now it's 20 minutes across town.
So you get to sleep in your own bed last night and tonight.
Yeah, I thought you were coming over. I had earplugs ready for the snoring, but didn't have to deal with that.
Well, yeah, because at Sturgis, you stayed with me, so you're trying to repay the favor.
Exactly.
But, we stayed at a different place. Me and Michelle came down yesterday after she had to work, and then she worked all the way down here. So we got in last night, went and had some steak dinner. What's that place I went to? What is it called?
Alexander's Steakhouse.
Alexander's. It's amazing. So looks like they're doing some Strider bicycle racing on the infield short track, or the infield little TT course right now.
That's a 110 they're giving away here later today up there in the top middle of the screen there.
Did you buy raffle tickets?
Off.
You buy raffle tickets for
Not
that?
Yet.
What about for the back on track Arai helmet?
I have not done that either.
Colby,
I've been locked in here. Have you bought yours yet?
Not yet.
What?
There's the jumpers over there. You guys are live on Flow.
Where would you like to sit if you watch here outside of this truck?
I've never been over there to the jump side. I would like to go check it out at least once.
Well, I got an idea. I've got a 12-year-old roaming around here.
Yeah?
You can go watch the jump, and me and him will cover qualifying.
Well, I had the 13-year-old that covered practice.
Oh, it's the 13. Okay.
The 13-year-old covered practice while you were outside roaming around.
That's the one. That's the one I'm looking for.
There you go. He did a great job. That was David Morrissey. Actually, he called the action at the June race. You were here for that.
Yeah, he did a good job. Yeah, I was blown away by that one. But I love to be right just to the left of that tree limb. There's the drone flying around.
There's a drone going out here having some fun. We had some fun at Sturgis with that drone.
Had that thing right up next to Mount Rushmore.
Yeah,
if you
just
believe
real
that,
close.
it's crazy.
Just checking out all the cool footage up there.
Had to get FAA approval for that one.
Yeah, and for this one too, because we're so close to the airport.
Yeah, we couldn't show all the footage either. Like, you ever seen National Treasure? How there's a thing on the back? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing. There's a reason you got to sign our lives away, huh?
What's cool about this place too is there's two tunnels to go to the infield. From the jump side, you can go underneath the jump and go to the infield. And you can see the footage markers over there on the top by the jump. And then if you don't want to go that way, you can come in over that last corner. You come underneath that last corner to make your way to the middle.
The bridge right there that we're looking at, Kristen Beat, the third member of our team, put some signs up because there's some baby birds living in little bird nests
in the tunnel.
Yeah, and she wrote some signs to make sure people don't disturb them.
She loves animals.
And if you do disturb them, Kristen Beat will come after you.
Look at that guy. He's ready to go.
Yeah.
He's having a nice...
It's 5 o'clock summer. He's drinking a Miller Lite, I believe.
Miller Lite, yeah, exactly. They didn't bring us any. His 17th year here,
there
he
we
just
go.
said, yeah?
Absolutely.
Let's go, baby. This is my 17th season, so he's been here every year I've been here.
You've been here longer than that, Scotty.
Oh, yeah, I've been here before when I raced here, too. So, yeah, you got to add those years in there. There's no bleachers at this place.
No bleachers.
For you fans that
bring
are
a
at
chair,
home,
bring a towel.
I'm bringing a blanket. I don't want a towel. I want a blanket to lay up there on the hill.
Call.
There goes a bike, a little, look like a Stasic bike race right there. A little checking out the infield TT track.
We're lining up there shortly, me and you and Kristen.
What are you riding?
We keep talking about it.
Are we riding those big wheel bikes?
The little Briggs and Stratton bikes right there. We were supposed to do the go-kart race at Lucas Oil a few weeks back. Didn't get the opportunity for that.
Well, they wouldn't let us. Also, give a shout-out to my buddies tuned in. Phil out there in Prescott Valley, Arizona, tuned in and watching, hopefully making their way back to the Midwest soon. And then Leroy Solomon has been coming here for 69 years. He actually rode a 45-year-old Honda to this race with his buddies. And he's been a club member here at Peoria and also helped out at Springfield. And he'll be helping the vintage bike display at Springfield in a couple weeks at the Springfield Mile. There's also going to be a short track on Friday night. Usually Steve Nace does that short track, but this year it'll be a Jared Meese and Corey Texter co-promotion. There's the 110 right there. That little guy's watching on the infield track. I thought I saw the 110, but it was a different shot. But you're going to be doing the short track there at Springfield?
Hey, I got to get our donuts.
The donuts
are
in here?
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Fine. Step outside. Up next, it'll be time for qualifying. We have 3 classes today. They'll be running 2 rounds of qualifying. We'll take the fastest lap from either session. That will get them qualified into their heat races a little bit later on. The adventure trackers will have 1 heat race and 1 main event. The other 2 classes will have 2 heat races, a last chance qualifier in the singles class. They'll both have a challenge race in the singles. That is the AFT Singles Challenge presented by World of Power Sports. $2,000 to win that one. And then the Mission Too Fast, Too Tasty Challenge race. That is $5,000 to win the Mission Challenge. So you got to finish in the top 2 spots of your heat race to make it into the challenge race. Another unique feature about this place is you pit in the infield. That means you bring your big hauler in, you drop off your canopy, your tools, your spare wheels and tires, and both your motorcycles, and maybe a fan, a generator, and then you unload, right here, and then you take your tow rig either outside of back up the hill, or you take it outside that turn 1 and 2. So it's very close when the pits are open a little bit. I think when you pay to get in, you get to go to the pits, but also the official open pit area, the pit party, the fan party is 105 to 155. We might be a little bit behind because we do have 2 rounds of qualifying left. The pits will be also open at the end of the night. You come on, or at the end of the day, come on down here and meet your favorite rider. Stop by that souvenir stand. There's one I know coming down the hill outside that final corner. Stop by and see Joey and the gang. Get the official Peoria TT shirt. The 78th running of this historic race. See who's going to be putting their name on the trophy at the end of the day. In the Mission Super Twins class, there's only 2 riders who have won in that class. Briar Bauman's won here twice, and Henry Wiles has won here 14 times in the Premier class. In that singles class, it's a little bit different. Chase Saathoff won here last year. Trevor Bruner won 2 years ago. Max Whale has won here. Henry Wiles won in that singles class in 2021. And then Jacob Lehman also has won here back in 2014. So there's a few more riders who have won in the AFT singles class. Bikes are starting to stage up for our first round of qualifying. bunch of vendors and different displays going on in the very center of the racetrack out here today, Thunder Valley. Mission Super Twins are up next. The 3 of Breyer Bauman will lead them out on the Harley-Davidson. 32, Dallas Daniels on the Yamaha. 44 is Brandon Robinson on the Harley-Davidson. 67 will be Davis Fisher on the KTM. Had a good run going at the Sturgis Super TT, and the chain came off with just a few laps to go. Jared Vanderkooi is on that number 20 KTM. The 48 Trent Lowe on the Honda Trans Alp. The 19 James Ott on the G&G Yamaha. And the 62 of Dan Bramley on that Suzuki. Battle for the Rookie of the Year in that Super Twins class is Trent Lowe right now currently in 6th in the points, and James Ott currently 7th in the point standings. Those two are going for Rookie of the Year in the Mission Super Twins class. You got a special delivery over here, huh? Man, yeah, hold it back up. Hold them back up. So this is why I wear an extra large T-shirt right
this
here.
This is it. So the TV truck just demolished the first half of these dozen.
So that's it? That's all we got left?
Yeah, me and you get 2 apiece.
Well, Brad Jones had 6 of them.
Hey. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I was just going to say that. So what we're going to do actually is we're going to make our way down during the intermission and go to the booth and have a PMC burger put between 2 donuts.
Nice. That's going to be a lot.
It's going to be questionable.
That'll be number 3 for me. You haven't had a PMC burger yet? You're waiting for the donuts first? This is breakfast?
Yeah. These are unreal. Straight from the farmer's market.
All right. Well, you're making my mouth is watering right now. It's time for qualifying, Colby.
Yeah, we got a donut break time.
Well, I hope so at some point. Mission Super Twins are lining up. They're up next for their qualifying session. Actually, the last few times they've sent all of them out there. So to further on the rundown, the 18 Max Whale on the Royal Enfield, 14 Logan McGrain on the KTM, 70 Declan Bender on the OTB Yamaha, 91 Henry Wiles on the Kawasaki. He won here twice back in 2018 and 2017. Ben Lau on the 25, that's his own Yamaha. It's listed here as a KTM, but he's riding a Yamaha today. 37 Bronson Bauman on a Yamaha, 66 Logan Eisenhardt on a Kawasaki, and Cole King on the KTM Duke. Those are riders going to be coming out next. This is their first round of qualifying.
No time now to let up. Henry Wiles, we're going to have to see what he can do after that little bit of an ECU change they made. He was 3rd or 2nd in that first round of free practice, so he was right there, only about 2/10 back from Breyer Bauman.
Also, Kevin Varnes didn't make the trip out here. They're watching at the Ryan Varnes Racing headquarters out there. They got the whole gang out there. Looks like a lot of the Varnes family is there. They got it set up pretty nice. I think I'd rather be sitting right there. There's an empty chair for us right there, Colby.
There is.
All right, so that's up there in Pennsylvania. Oh, look, there's another donut. The other side of the truck got donuts, too.
I gave them all around.
You're
got to
awful
spread
nice.
the love.
You're awful nice.
Trying to brownie points.
So you want to come back next year is what you're saying.
Yeah, I would like to.
Colby Carlisle up here in the booth with me, Scotty Dubler.
I got people texting me, my buddy Scotty Taylor's wanting some of those donuts. We're going on the track, Scotty. It's live.
Well, Scotty's down in, what, North Carolina?
Charlotte.
He's a long ways from getting a free donut from you. Qualifying underway out here at Thunder Valley. Mission Super Twins. Are they going to send them all out there again? One group?
Let's do it. Let's see. So Breyer Bauman, we talked about it at the last one a little bit, how sometimes he'd start his day off a little bit slower in free practice 2 there. Didn't look like he was super gelling with it, but now it's qualifying time. This is where he always really starts to get it, putting it together here.
Trivia question for you. When's the last time a Harley-Davidson won here? And that's got an asterisk beside it, by the way.
Like a Harley-Davidson branded Rotax?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
so
why the asterisk
I can't believe I even knew that. Let's go 96.
Very close. 95. Oh, no, actually 98. I'm sorry, 98 car was listed here on a Harley-Davidson. Kopp won here 97. Andy Tresser won here on a Woods Rotax at 96.
Bronson Bauman on the Mike Butler sponsored.
You rode that bike?
I did. I took its maiden voyage at Lima.
You rode it at Lima and the amateur day this year.
Yeah, it doesn't look bad. He looks pretty good on it. They got to test on it at a local short track here yesterday, and really not so much test as just ride it and get used to the chassis.
Was that at Pekin?
Yeah, it was.
Were you announcing
him and Cage Tadman?
Were you announcing that one?
I was working day job. Him and Cage Tadman got to do some laps yesterday and get warmed up. There's the Cole King. That's the 17 that I thought was Henry Wiles.
Henry Wiles, number 911, because he didn't race any races last year. You have to make a main event to keep your national number. So Wiles has a 3-digit number. That's actually his Loretta Lynn's, amateur motocross number is why he runs 911.
Which is why he missed this race last year. Bronson pulling off. He's kind of sick of getting stuck up there behind
Ben Lau pulls
Cole
off
King.
on the 25. And look, here comes Big Brother right behind the 37.
Yeah, and Breyer's going to want to get some clean laps here. He's not going to be thrilled as he goes to the top of the board. He's not going to be thrilled getting caught up between these guys. Bronson obviously going to move out of the way and allow Breyer, but he's going to get caught up behind Cole King, probably coming into turn 1 next lap.
Yeah, Bronson's on the gas behind his big brother Breyer. Now Breyer slips a little bit wide. Now grabs a handful, kind of squared off that corner right there. That's a good exit to the 3 bike. He's catching up Cole King in a hurry. Breyer bound at the top spot. It's qualifying out here at Peoria at the historic TT. There's Wiles up the jump.
Yeah, Breyer's going to get caught up here behind Cole King. Dallas Daniels not far back the road from Breyer, Bauman, Bronson tugging along right well. Yeah, Breyer's.
Oh, yeah, he's like, what's going on? He caught to the back markers. He's a little frustrated. It was supposed to be 2 groups. I didn't understand that. McGrain pulling off on the 14 bike looks like he is coasting.
And I would be so infuriated if I was Breyer because of that reason. If it is supposed to be 2 groups like they typically do, typically they'll put about 12 guys out there, maybe 12, sometimes 8. It was scheduled for 8 today. Now you got 12, so he's getting caught up to back markers in qualifying.
There's 16 out there.
I don't want to blame Cole for anything because he's out there putting in his time, but Breyer Bauman's going for a championship, so he doesn't want to waste a lap. But let him hop in behind Daniels here and see what he's doing at least. But definitely frustrated, and I could see why.
And they're catching up to the 17 again on this last lap. Breyer at the top spot. Daniels in second. Wiles is third. Maybe Wiles not showing all of his cards yet as they catch up to the back markers. Daniels now lets off the gas.
Yeah.
And he's going to let the 3 go back by. So a little cat and mouse going on with the 3 and the 32. Maybe Dallas thought that was the checkered flag.
It was odd that he stopped like that without putting his hand up.
Well, yeah, I think he thought it was the checkered.
Yeah, I think so too, actually.
Yeah, Breyer's...
That definitely wasn't, right?
No, there's checkers right now.
Oh, so you know what it was? Cole was a lap behind, so he still had the white, but technically that would have been the checkered for them. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
So maybe Breyer didn't see it.
Well, he backed off.
Well, that's the scenario.
27.006. That was the fastest lap we've seen so far in the Super Twins class. It was Breyer, 27.006. Dallas is second. Henry Wiles is third. Quick. Brandon Robinson fourth. Bronson Bauman fifth up there on that bike you shook down for him at Lima.
There you go. Bronson lives closer to here than any other rider. Unless Henry's got a house up on top of the hill. I've heard rumors of it. But
I thought he lives here.
Yeah.
It's King Henry.
But other than that, Bronson's just down the road in Trivoli.
I'm glad you said that word.
Trivoli.
I thought it was Trivoli. AFT Singles on the racetrack for their first round of qualifying.
Like a bag of cats taking off, like racing, just like we've been saying.
Yeah, don't they
love
know
it.
It's just qualifying?
It's just practice, Scott.
It's qualifying.
We talking about practice.
Practice.
Little AI quote. Let's see it. This is going to be fun to watch. Chase Saathoff behind Tom Drain here.
So Tom,
it seems like everything's calmed down between them two, right? A little bit. Little bit. We've seen some handshakes here and there, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, exactly.
Chase has to win. If he wins out, it's his.
There's Tadman right there behind the 26 of 8 and Bruce Evans. Bruce Evans off of his first career podium at the last round.
It's going to be, so Cage Tadman hopping on a new bike with a new team. All he's really known is working with his dad on his own equipment. So yesterday he got to ride Cage Tadman with Andrew Butler. So that's my old mechanic and Cody Kopp's old mechanic. 4 singles championships with him. So this is going to be a new experience for him to learn how to do this. And honestly, it's a new experience of relaying the information to someone. From what I've heard, Cage really didn't ever adjust his bike. He just rode the thing.
Is his dad here?
Yep, his dad and mom are both here with him. So he's got a similar support system, but now he's on a new motorcycle, new team, and he's good. I mean, he's good at jumping.
It out right there.
Yeah.
You said he does 120-foot jumps, just goofing around
just
at
him
home.
and his buddies, but obviously a little different here at Peoria TT, but he's going to have to get used to this bike, and that's going to be the biggest thing for him today.
27.186 Drain across the line right there. The fastest lap, the last lap for the 59 bike. Tom Drain, Chase Saathoff, Cody Kopp, Chad Goes, Bruner. How about right now, maybe the top 7 could win this race?
I agree.
Maybe Tadman in there. Bruce Evans he could win this thing too. He's a half a second off right now.
I think Tadman's got more pace. He's just really not looking very clean so far yet today. I think once he gets more comfortable on the bike and with this track, because he's never ridden here.
And he's also stuck in traffic. You know, like the leaders have the advantage to be out front by themselves. You know, Drain and Saathoff, battle with each other. But the 228. Oh no! Rider down there. Saathoff going down over the jump. Chase Saathoff hitting the deck. Landing on the jump right here, the 88 going down as quick time, but the red wheel and lights are on. Good thing is Chase is up and on his hands and knees. I think that's his front brake guard over here on the right, but Chase Saathoff, the shield is gone off that helmet. Now Chase lays it down on the ground, and it's one of the guys going for the championship, the 88, Chase Saathoff. Kevin, our chief medical officer, is there. He knows all these riders very, very well, so he'll go over there and get a response. So Chase Saathoff, number 88, going down over the jump after landing the jump. He had a quick time. The last time by for Chase was as fast as 2:7.132, and he was chasing the 59 of Tom Drain. Cody Kopp is currently third.
Yeah, here's a replay. It looks like he just lost. As soon as he lands, he just loses his front.
The front end was already turned.
Yeah.
The front end was turned when he landed. Vicious, vicious ride for the 88 Chase Saathoff. Look at that bike tumble, and there goes the brake guard right there. Oof. Have one more look at it, I believe. Watch the second bike. That's Tom Drain right here on the screen, and here comes Chase.
And watch his front end. As soon as he lands, it just starts to go left immediately. So he lands and just loses his front. The whole
suspension was bottomed out.
Oh, man, that's such a brutal hit, too. High-sided him up over the top.
He never let go of that bike until the last second. A wild ride for the 88 Chase Saathoff. Man. Tough break for the 88. They're 10-2 right now over there on the jump. This is our first round of qualifying for the AFT singles class. Chase was quick time, or is quick time still right now with the 2:7.132. So they're tending to him now on that backside, what would be a back straightaway. The bike's being pushed back around here by Steve Moorhead. 2 rounds of qualifying. We have opening ceremonies coming up at 2 o'clock. That is Central Standard Time for you folks tuning in on FloRacing. Yeah, while they tend to the 88, we hope the best for Chase Saathoff. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, qualifying will continue here at Thunder Valley.
Jostens is proud to be the official trophy of American Flat Track. Jostens also produces great commemorative race products for race fans. Please visit us at jostens.com to see all of our commemorative racing products. Back on Track, a Rookies of 79 501c3 charity, was established in 2009 by former racers to help injured racers get back on the racetrack or the track of life. Assistance is provided to injured racers through our posted schedule of benefits and special fundraising programs, where 100% of your donation goes directly to ease the financial burden from an injury sustained on the racetrack. Check us out on the web at backontrack.com and donate today. Every donation is tax deductible and will make a difference in an injured racer's life.
Tom Duma Fine Jewelers is proud to be the official jeweler for our 10th year to Progressive American Flat Track, providing championship rings for each class in 2023. Tom Duma Fine Jewelers wants to be your jeweler. Check us out online for all your jewelry needs, from engagement rings to fashion jewelry to watches, in all price points to fit everyone's budget. Shop like a pro. Shop TDFJ.com.
Adventure is out there, and so is great coverage from a trusted insurer. Progressive protects motorcycles, boats, RVs, travel trailers, ATVs, and now compact tractors and e-bikes too. So get out there and get protected when you bundle and save with Progressive. Visit progressive.com today to get a quote. It's Full Throttle with Mission Foods, a proud sponsor of American Flat Track. Mission is ready to fuel your race day with mouth-watering snacks and easy-to-make recipes. Now that's too fast, too tasty. Hey race fans, are you looking to take your welding skills to the next level? Trust Lincoln Electric, a leader in welding solutions for over a century. From top-notch equipment to innovative technology, Lincoln Electric powers your projects with unmatched reliability and performance. Elevate your craft with Lincoln Electric, where quality meets innovation. Visit LincolnElectric.com today. The founder of Arai Helmet was the man who created the first motorcycle helmet in Japan to protect his own head, and as a result, launched the Japanese motorcycle helmet industry. Arai focuses on glancing off performance, accumulating small differences decade after decade to further ride protection. Learn more at AraiAmericas.com. Win every race with VP Racing. VP Power Sports lubricants are designed for maximum performance and protection. Formulated specifically for 2-stroke and 4-stroke applications, VP offers a wide line of oil blends and weights that can give you the edge and performance you need. Learn more at VPRacingFuels.com.
Before the celebration, before the victory lap, before every turn, every jump, and close call, machines and equipment from the Cat Rental Store build the track where the action unfolds. And because your race day means so much to us, we want you to be the first to know what's next. More locations, fresh look, expanded fleet, better coverage. Get ready for the Cat Rental Store's new start.
Bikes are back underway out here. Qualifying round number 1, AFT Singles, presented by Kicker Performance Audio. Scary get off for the 88 Chase Saathoff. The rest of the bikes have taken to the racetrack right now. Drain, Kopp, Jared Lowe, 1, 2, and 3 on the racetrack.
It's going to be a good opportunity here for the one of Cody Kopp to be able to see what Tom Drain's doing. Cody, with a lot less points than Tom, has to go out into the back of the field, but right now he's going to be able to study Tom Drain, and that is something Cody Kopp's going to take huge advantage of. As he goes in too deep, they're not able to get it turned.
So right now, Drain is sitting second fast, 2:7.186. Kopp is third, 2:7.3. So he's not too far off. He just hasn't got the run with him yet.
No, he's not too far off, and this could be big here for him to be able to get sized up with Tom. But again, hopping in midway through the series, not easy. At Daytona, nobody had raced yet that year, so that was a little bit easier. But now these guys are up to form.
Drain goes a little bit quicker, 2:7.173. Drain moves up to second right now.
Cody did the same thing.
Yeah, he's finding some speed.
Yeah, Cody did the exact same thing that lap, going too deep into one, or something might be going on a little bit there. He's having a hard time getting things stopped. I'm not sure if he's maybe got a brake issue or what, but that's uncharacteristic for him to do mistakes like that continuously.
White flag is out. This first group, AFT Singles first round of qualifying. Tom Drain leads the way. Chase Saathoff still has quick time before he crashed on the jump earlier, so he's still our fast time, 2:7.132. That's what everybody's shooting for.
Yeah, the only other thing I could think of is maybe Cody's trying to go up the racetrack where there's more moisture, but it's pretty deep into one.
Here comes the checkered flag from Big P, our flagman. Checkered flag is out for Drain on the 59. The one of Cody Kopp and the rest of the gang. Look, you see just how far Drain was on the front brakes right there. That front end was really compressed going into turn number 1. You're writing that one down. Do you think anybody in group number 2 can get up there?
I think Chase Saathoff has it.
2:7.132 for Saathoff right now in our first round of qualifying. There's one more group to go in this first round of qualifying for the AFT Singles presented by Kicker. We'll get set to go with our Adventure Trackers first round of qualifying. Here it is, Chase Saathoff. Even though he didn't finish that qualifying session, his quick time by .041, his quick lap a 2:7.132. That was his last lap before he crashed, so Saathoff has the quick time right now. Drain second, Kopp is third, Chad Costa's fourth. The top four different brands of bikes.
And a lot of those guys are so close to being able to get to that winning lap time, and I think when it comes race time, it is going to be so close.
Here comes group number 2 of the AFT Singles Class. 15 is Anselmi, 249 Sintel, 132 is Pierce, 314 is the Australian of Herrick, 57 is Wolf, 114 the 2017 winner here, Jacob Lehman, 43 is Jacob Vanderkooi, 42 is Drucker, 252 is Cunningham, 225 also Cunningham. The twins are out there on the racetrack. 109, that is Veeder out there. That's Dylan Veeder, the son of Dwayne Veeder, who used to be national number 99, making his AFT appearance at 29 years of age. Colby Gomery on the 137, and 101, Caleb Barton on the racetrack. Group number 2. Leader slips a little bit wide, turn 1 and 2. Now head up the jump. Man, landed hard out there. Herrick on the 314.
I don't know a lot about Herrick, but he must be pretty comfortable motocrossing over there in Australia because he is hitting that jump good and looking comfortable too, not making big mistakes off of it as he does it.
Whoa,
but Jacob Lehman right behind Bronson Pierce there.
Pierce almost went up into the fence coming off that final corner, got a little bit too wide. This time Herrick does a pretty good job keeping it down until right when I said something and slips off the groove in turn 1 and 2.
I think maybe he's doing something like Cody Kopp and trying to find a little bit of moisture up there. It's hard to say, but
maybe we can find out during our little bit of a break a little bit later on. We can talk to these riders, you know, why are they going so wide in these corners?
Because Cody was for sure doing it there. He was looking for moisture down there at the end of the racetrack, but in 1 and 2, it's so high up, so not exactly sure what they're looking for there, but Jacob Lehman, the only guy out there on track right now that's won here at Peoria TT before.
He's on Brad Baker's motorcycle, the Brothers Power Sports Honda, the number 114. Jacob Lehman actually lives in Texas now, not too far away from where I live. About 3 hours away. Bronson Pierce, the 132, is trying to make his way up towards the front. He's currently 17th quick. The 314 of Herrick right now is 15th quick. While you were outside, I mentioned that he has raced 3 rounds with us up in Sturgis and has made 2 main events so far in his young career.
Well, it's good for him to be able to come over here to America and get so much bang for his buck, right? 4 races in 2 weeks.
I'm not sure how long he's sticking around with us. Sometimes the Australians stay for a while. Sometimes they just come for a week or 2. Herrick's good in that switchback right there. He looked like he had full bike control going left and then going right.
Yeah, he looks pretty comfortable, all in all.
Bronson Pierce behind him. Here comes Lehman on the 114. Behind him is Anselm. Ooh, Lehman's left foot comes off the foot peg. Maybe he's trying to slip out and make that pass. Herrick gets a little bit wild in turn 1 and 2. Lehman trying to get by Bronson Pierce and not able to make that pass just yet.
Pierce doing a good job getting over that jump as well.
Pierce on the A1R Yamaha. Teammates with Aiden Bruce Evans. Here's a replay. Watch the not the first bike, but watch the second bike, the 14. The 114, like right when he gets about halfway down this front straightaway, the left foot comes off, but I think he gets up to the 132 a little bit quicker than he expected. Like right here, there goes his foot. Just kind of slipped off that foot
Bronson
peg.
did something with the shift there. You see his left hand in the clutch, so something happened right there.
So it looked like
you're close down that front straightaway. You are. I mean, it's as close as mile racing because you are almost in a drafting type position. Bronson pull off that time.
He slips a little bit wide, lets Lehman go on by, and Stanley gets by 2. The checkered flag is out here in our first round of qualifying. That last lap right there, Herrick goes a little bit faster on the 114. Goes from 16th up to 14th for the Australian rider, number 114 on that Husqvarna. Herrick 28.025 that last lap, so just under 1 full second slower than Chase Saathoff was. Here it is, Chase Saathoff, quick time, 27.132, just ahead of Tom Drain. Cody Kopp, Chad Coast, Trevor Bruner, Gautier, Santero, Bruce Evans got his first podium at the last round. Cadman and Jared Lowe, who is quick time there at the Sturgis Super TT, coming in 10th here in our first round of qualifying for your AFT singles class. Up next, Adventure Tracker class. You want to ride one of those, Colby? I mean, you want to hop out there, or you want to skip it?
I'd give it a shot. Why not?
500 pounds.
Yeah.
You been working out?
No.
Me neither.
Yeah, I'd give it a shot because they look like they've got better suspension, a lot more travel is what I mean by that. Not necessarily set up for flat track racing, but
you know what? Will Harris and Papa Luzak rode their adventure trackers from Sturgis to Sioux Falls, from Sioux Falls down to Waterloo, and then on down to here.
It's amazing.
After they raced.
Yeah, it's amazing he wants to sit on it any longer.
He's going to race them out here today. So, yeah, look at the blue groove forming down here, especially in turns. Going into 1, it's very narrow. It widens out coming off of turn 2 because all the different lines. There goes Will right there on the 321. That is actually from Saddleback. Yeah, you raced, and then you got to ride them all the way here. That's Will and Papa Luzak over there on the Honda Africa Twin.
If it wasn't 13 hours, it'd probably be pretty fun.
I think they made it longer than 13 hours. They also got to do some ride. Oh, they made it to Peoria, but yeah, they got to do some riding at Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Then they found another trail. Bramley puts his hand up already. Is he waving at his fan? Nope, he's getting out of the way. Bramley has an issue. I don't know if it's that kickstand sensor or not. That's what got him at the Sturgis Super TT last year. Now he gets it going. Nope, he's having troubles.
And there goes Will on that exact same bike that we seen going down the highway. So how neat is that?
Yeah, they had the cardio system. They were talking back and forth to each other during the ride here.
So Bramley's got an issue right now, but all he has to do is get around one full lap just to get a lap time in, since this is qualifying, to be able to start the races.
It almost looked like he was kicking his foot peg, like the foot peg was caught in the upward position or something, but now it looks like he's okay. Now he's still having troubles with his left foot, Bramley.
It's got to be shifter or foot peg issue, like you said.
He's only says, oh, hang on to it, Dan. What are you doing?
I think he's got a shifter issue.
I think he's trying to throw away this championship.
Just got to go by the checkered flag.
Oh, yeah, he needs to finish that lap, doesn't he?
Yeah, so he's going to have to rely on qualifying, too.
Let's watch this last corner for the 62, Dan Bramley. The foot peg was hitting the ground, but the back end just steps out for him. And he keeps looking down. Something's amiss on that left side of that Suzuki. He'll take it back to his Uncle Steve, who's the tuner for that 62 bike. There goes the front riders. Jesse Janish on the 33 Harley Davidson. Right behind him is Eslick on the 164 Harley Davidson, doing it for Saddleman. Gautier right behind him on the 79 bike.
Jesse Janish is jumping it just like he did his 450s, how he always loves to drop the front end down before he lands and kind of land a little bit front low rather than a lot of people land rear end first here. But so jumping this adventure tracker just like that. And these guys, their lap times, I mean, Hunter Bauer's got a 27.9. If
get it.
Well, that, I don't know if that can be right, Scotty. Is that right? A 27.9. That might be an error.
Maybe.
But Jesse Janish with a 29.1, that's not too far off.
Yeah, we know that's pretty accurate. We also, I just got a report from McKenna, who's at the start-finish line tower, said the shifter was stuck on the 62 bike. That doesn't explain why he got sideways over here in the first corner.
So it could have been an electronic error, like a quick shifter, because I'm sure it has a quick shifter, so it probably did something like that, or it could have been to a neutral.
Okay.
We saw neutral getting a lot of riders at Jack Pine Gypsies.
Very true. Looks like Janish pulls over and lets the 164 of Eslick go by, and so does Gautier in the 79 BMW. You know, we saw Mishler racing this class early in the week and found out he had a broken bone in his ankle, so he's opted to sit out and let that bone heal up, possibly until the end of the season. Eslick on the 164. Dalton Gautier, 79. Jesse Janish, 33. Getting on the gas, headed up to the jump. They're airing them out. 500-pound machines are flying.
A lot of travel. I think that is so neat that Will was able to ride that bike from there all the way to here, and now he's racing it here today.
Yeah, and
what's that line you said?
You can ride it on the street, you can ride on the trails, but tonight we're racing them.
That's so good.
We'll have to say today we're racing them. Janish, quick time on the number 33 Harley Davidson. He's been fast every time out. He's won here before on a single. He wants to win here on his adventure tracker. Janish won here back, let's see how far back. Janish won here back in 2015. He won in 2017, 2018. So Janish has won this race 3 times in the AFT singles class. And here comes Will Harris, the 321. He's never been here, never ridden here before. So
that was my favorite lap, Scotty, the cool down lap.
Yeah?
Because I could hit the jump straight. No, I didn't have to turn. I could just hit the jump straight.
So let's explain that a little bit. Coming off of turn 1 and 2, you're arcing and you hit that jump at an angle.
Yeah,
it is a weird feeling.
Yeah, at the bottom of the face, before you start going up the hill, you're all the way as far as you can to the right, and then you start at the bottom to turn to the left. And they're not going all the way to the left today. Sometimes they'd almost jump off and over the grass, where today they're kind of a little bit to the left of the middle, but you have to do that because it's a dog leg.
I would say the favorite lap is the victory lap, but if you didn't win here, then your cool down lap was your favorite?
Yeah. Well, that means I was safe and ready to go back to the pits.
Ready to load them up. Qualifying number 1 is in the books. When we come back, one more round of qualifying. Opening ceremonies for you folks that are here and tuning in. It's 2 o'clock Central Time. We'll step away. When we come back, second round of qualifying up next for your Mission AFT Super Twins.
Win every race with VP Racing. VP Power Sports lubricants are designed for maximum performance and protection. Formulated specifically for 2-stroke and 4-stroke applications, VP offers a wide line of oil blends and weights that can give you the edge and performance you need. Learn more at vpracingfuels.com.
Before the celebration, before the victory lap, before every turn, every jump, and close call, machines and equipment from the Cat Rental Store build the track where the action unfolds. And because your race day means so much to us, we want you to be the first to know what's next. More locations, fresh look, expanded fleet, better coverage. Get ready for the Cat Rental Store's new start.
Full throttle with Mission Foods, a proud sponsor of American Flat Track. Mission is ready to fuel your race day with mouth-watering snacks and easy-to-make recipes. Now that's too fast, too tasty.
From the flat track to the strip to the street, it's ARP fasteners for your bike. The speed demons of American flat track racing trust ARP. When failure is not an option, it's ARP-bolts.com.
Gotta have a lucky charm when you ride, right? Makes you feel safe and protected out there.
That's why I never leave home without a photo of the little ones.
Bracelet from my husband.
Lucky rabbit's foot.
Lucky rabbit named Sfoot. It's Swedish.
That's a whole rabbit.
Named Sfoot.
Well, there's really no need for a lucky charm when you ride.
Not when America's #1 motorcycle insurance got your back.
We're just gonna ignore the fact that Carl has a rabbit.
The planet. Simply tear the tab, squeeze, and experience a better way to package liquids.
Welcome back to the 78th running of the Peoria TT here in Thunder Valley. Just a few moments ago, we saw in qualifying for the AFT singles class, the 88 Chase Saathoff taking a wild ride, landing very hard off the jump and went for a wild ride all the way down to the bottom of the jump, Colby.
Yeah, that was really big crash out of Chase Saathoff there, and just hate to see that.
The bike gets really sideways right about there.
Just lands a little bit off to the left in the front end. As soon as he lands, just starts to tuck under. He was lean to the left, but nothing different than what he did the rest of the laps.
So he's being tended to right there with our medical staff, and he has been transported to the local hospital to get checked out right now. So our thoughts and prayers are with the 88 of Chase Saathoff, and Brian Bigelow pulled the truck in, and they got it loaded up, and they're going to meet Chase up there at the hospital. So they are, it looks like they're done for the day for the 88 bike. Unfortunate break for Chase Saathoff.
Yeah, just wishing the best for Chase and the whole family there, and
yeah,
hopefully just precautionary.
Yep. Up next, we have our second round of qualifying. Mission AFT Super Twins are next, followed by our singles and then our adventure tracker class. We already have opening ceremonies coming up at 2 o'clock, so we're just 30 minutes away or so from opening ceremonies. So it looks like the fan walk or the pit party has been pushed back. You can always go into the infield after the races today and meet your favorite rider, but we're going to skip it right now, it sounds like, before opening ceremonies. Again, opening ceremonies at 2 o'clock, and then we get our heat races underway about 2:20 p.m. out here, Central Standard Time. we aren't even going to have time to go ride those bikes on the little infield track, Colby.
Yeah. I'm sure that's how you wanted it to be.
Yeah, because I've already had too many donuts.
The donuts were good.
There's Tom Canoose right there in the back. I see Tom. How you doing, Tom? There you go. He used to help out Steve Nace Racing, and a bunch of people all along the hill find a spot where they can watch the entire racetrack. Not a bad seat in the house because there are no seats.
Nope.
Right? Have you sat outside as a spectator here?
Yeah, I always sat over by the jump. That's where I like to jump. Or excuse me, that's where I like to sit so I could watch the jump.
So you could learn?
Yeah, and you can see most of the track from there. No, not learn.
You tried to learn.
Yeah.
All right. The only place I've ever announced from is from that tower on our left right here, and then this semi right here is the only place I've ever watched a race from.
I went up into that tower earlier to drop off that cell phone.
You need to go
all the way up.
Since you have all access, up on top is just amazing.
I don't have all access, and you're probably just trying to get me handcuffed.
Well, I want you to return that phone. It was actually Jacob Lehman's phone that you found earlier.
I returned it, but someone picked it up, and their name wasn't Jacob.
Another good point is Jesse Janish has won here on an AFT singles class. He also won here in Production Twins in 2022. So if he wins on the Adventure Tracker, that'd be 3 different classes. That's from Braxton Reagan, who's Braxton Reagan. Little Braxton Reagan is here. Braxton's dad, Braxton Reagan, is enjoying some sun somewhere else.
I was looking the other day. I was looking at my rookie year here. And in free practice, I timed in for the first time out. I was 33rd. Guess who was 32nd? He's won. His kid is in contention.
Cody Kopp.
No. Super Twins class.
Oh, Dallas Daniels.
Nick Daniels timed in 32, and I was 33.
I used to race against Nick. I'm sure I raced against Nick here. You can see they're still loading up the 88 race van right there and all. You know what I like about this? Other families, other teams just chip in to help as they load up the van.
Yeah, absolutely. Nobody ever wants to see a competitor go down like that, so everyone just tries to chip in to get him out of here as quick as they can so they can go and check on Chase and the whole family.
Looks like there's the jumpers over there. That's what Donnie Bargeman used to call the fans that stood over there on the back straightaway by the jump, and he used to call them the jumpers.
He's got his legs kicked back, 2 bottles of water. He's got the setup right there. When I came, I was never prepared. I didn't bring a chair or a blanket.
Just sat on the grass?
Sat on the grass and let the ants get in.
Oh, Brad's coming to take over. Yeah, they said Brad won't even fit here. Oh, God.
Have you ever seen someone 7 foot tall?
Crap. I thought I just broke my chair, my leg. Workers' comp. My femur. I got to go. Help me.
Get the 13-year-old back.
Help me, Tom Cruise. Man, you never know what's going to happen. Yeah, you broke the door too. You have the handle stuck. Yeah, God dang.
Get him out of here.
We're going to have to put the lock on this thing. Look, see, we'll have to lock the door. The bad thing is now we don't get any more free food if we lock the door.
Full from those donuts.
Man, thanks for the donuts. Thanks, Jenna, for the donuts.
Thank you, Jenna. And the drink.
It is I didn't get a drink, so I'm not going that far. It's almost time for you to get married.
It's coming up.
Are you counting how many days?
Nope.
You want me to give you a count? I would say 20.
3 weeks.
21.
3 weeks.
21 days from right
21.
now.
Donnie on.
If that left finger's going to get real heavy. Not the pinky one, the other one beside it.
Man, they had the whole team in here.
Yeah, the whole squad. I don't know who's running the show on the other end of the truck.
Nobody.
Probably nobody. Yep, they're still over here goofing around. Yep, there's the drone guy. And just anybody in here. See, they all become our best friends when it's hot outside.
I was walking around town earlier this week, and I seen a couple of our team members down eating pizza randomly.
In town?
Yeah, I seen a guy with a flat track shirt on, so I double took it, and then it was Dylan. They're just down there eating pizza.
Well,
it's kind of funny.
They probably came straight here from Peoria.
Yeah. Said he bought a tent, and he was camping out in a tent. And I was like, oof, it's kind of warm for that.
You could have let him camp in your backyard, let him use your shower.
Didn't think about that.
Yeah, exactly.
I got 2 mean golden retrievers.
They are mean. They're vicious. Just a moment, we'll get underway with our second round of qualifying. Mission Super Twins are up next. After that, the AFT Singles class presented by Kicker, and then our AFT Adventure Tracker class where we're going to crown a champion today. This is the 4th and final round for that Adventure Tracker class. Bromley's in control, but if he keeps having shifter issues and if he falls off
right now.
Yeah, if he falls off, he doesn't get qualified.
He needs to get another round of qualifying in to get a lap time. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to get one that first time by.
Eslick still in the championship hunt. Second in the point standings right now is Jesse Janish. Eslick is 3rd. Austin Luzak. Henry Wiles is 5th in that championship. The Adventure Tracker class.
I think we got some bikes on track, Scotty. Here we do.
What?
Going to be out there with the Super Twins.
Here we go, final round of qualifying. AFT Mission Super Twins are on the racetrack. The 3 is Briar Bauman, the 32 Dallas Daniels, 44 Brandon Robinson, 67 is Davis Fisher, 20 bike Jared Vanderkooi, 48 Trent Lowe on the Honda, the 19 James Ott on your old ride, the G&G Yamaha, and the 62 Dan Bramley on that Suzuki. You want to start in the front row, don't you? You got to be at the top 8.
Yeah. Always. But
yeah.
here's really important, because if you're good at jumping, you can open up a gap because you get so bound up into that jump for the first line for the first time, because you have whoever's in second dictates really how slow you chop up, and then it just goes worse the whole way through.
And that bike right there that we just caught a glimpse of is the 911 Henry Wiles. It looks like a beefed up AFT singles bike. It looks like a motocross bike with a twin cylinder
and
engine
it uses
shoved inside.
It uses motocross suspension too.
So
it's a motocross bike with a twin in it, basically, but the engine's so much bigger that it has to have a custom chassis built around it, but it uses the plastics, it uses the gas tank, but it actually, you don't put gas in that gas tank, there's another gas tank.
It's under the seat, which gets the weight lowered down, which makes a little bit of sense. And I also like to point out, we had 16 riders earlier. We've already scratched the 16. Logan Eisenhardt hasn't got a qualifying lap. He broke in practice. So that means you can go sign up and get 16th if you want, Colby. You want to hit that jump.
I don't think.
Wow.
I think I'm all right without it. But yeah, Henry Wiles. So the thing, I was watching it earlier when you were announcing during the first free practice. He is jumping so far on that bike, and that bike allows him to do it because the suspension is so much more set up for jumping distance. Look at that wheel stand on the front straightaway, Henry Wiles.
My dad always told me you go
going
faster.
Up to third, just like that.
You go faster on one wheel than on 2 wheels.
Is that true?
I don't know.
Fast Eddie.
Fast Eddie.
I don't know if I believe that out of Fast Eddie. He probably did that running from the cops.
Or down the interstate passing the Sturgis short track, maybe on one wheel.
Yeah.
Ott moves into 8th in this session on the G&G Yamaha, the 19 bike.
Should be a better lap for Wiles here, but he's going to run into some lap traffic.
Wiles is the 911. That's his new number this year. The 17 is Cole King. Cole King just ahead of Wiles.
Wiles goes a little bit faster, able to get it down to 27.659, but no one's even close to Briar Bauman right now. Briar with a 27.0 and Dallas Daniels 0.6 off. I wonder what bike. So Dallas Daniels just goes by there. It looks like he's on that TT style bike. I can't tell for sure, but
Wiles swinging by his old national number, the 17 bike. So Wiles gets by Cole King. Cole King from Burlington, Iowa. Not related to Rich King, by the way.
Nope, no relation there, but so there's Briar coming, and yeah, Dallas is on, it looks like he's on that TT style chassis, but it's got to be tough for them because you're going to go back and forth as a team. Do you want to ride the flat track chassis more one, or do you want to ride the TT? And what happens if one of them breaks? Because you can only tech 2 bikes in, so you're stuck with that other one. So the team made an educated guess early on to say, hey, if this one breaks, we'll be fine with this one.
So in this session, Briar's got a 27.09, and now Dallas goes a 27.5. So he's about 4/10 off in this second round of qualifying.
So what did they ride in the first qualifying, and is that bike better, or is the track slowed down, or what? But Briar Bauman was able to put in.
Man, you can really hear the tires squawking going into turn number 1. Checkered flag is out.
You can see a lot of these guys are struggling with grip coming out of turn 2. They're heading towards the jump. You see a lot of them spinning.
Briar was fastest in the first practice. Dallas was fastest in that second practice. Briar was fastest in qualifying 1. And it looks like Briar's fastest in qualifying number 2 at 27.096. So not too far off his times for that first round. So maybe the track may not be slowing down as much as we thought.
In Briar Bauman's.
There it is, Briar Bauman, 27.096. This is only the second session. Dallas Daniels, 27.5. Henry Wiles is 3rd. Davis Fisher, Brandon Robinson, Vanderkooi, Maxwell, 7th in this session, followed by Bronson Bauman, James Ott, and Ben Lau.
And Briar said they did some work this week to the bike, and they didn't really know exactly what to expect at Jack Pine. But this track is much better suited for the Harley because you have so much more roll speed through the corners, where that Harley struggled to get that jump off the corners. Here you continue to roll. You don't have to build dead speed.
Group number 1, AFT Singles final round of qualifying. Tom Drain out in front. The 88's a scratch for the rest of the day. Chase Saathoff. The 21 is Trevor Bruner. 26, Aiden Roos Evans from Southern Illinois. 75, Taryn Santero. 228, Cage Tadman. The 63 is Jared Lowe. The 83 is Braden Fanders. 49, the California kid, Chad Coase. Hunter Bauer, the Canadian, on number 24. Evan Kelleher, the 31. Dalton Gauthier, 79. Walker Porter, 100. And Hot Rod, Cody Kopp on the one bike. It's his third time we've seen him this season. He won the opening 2 rounds at Daytona.
Coming in here today, Scotty, I really had 5 riders in my head that I thought could win. Now Chase Saathoff's gone, but Chase Saathoff and Tom Drain were the class of the field in every session so far today. So who's going to step up and try to run down Tom Drain? And another thing, Scotty, Chase Saathoff's out for the rest of the day. So how will Tom Drain react to that?
Yeah, does Tom Drain continue to push the, he was, what, 16 or 17 points ahead coming into this round. He'll try to open that gap up as much as he can, because after we leave here today, Colby, there's only 3 rounds left. 2 miles at Springfield and the short track at the Lake Ozark.
Yeah, so Tom Drain has a 54-point lead over Trevor Bruner. That is over 2 full races. So how will Tom react to this? And Tom's riding really consistently and smoothly over that jump, but we saw Chase Saathoff, unfortunately, had that incident over, but there was nothing out of the ordinary that lap. It's just sometimes Peoria TT can jump up and bite you just like that. You can run 15 laps perfect, and that 16th lap, something just might happen. That's how Peoria is.
There's the 59 of Tom Drain out front, quickest in this session, 27.037. Cody Kopp second quick, 27.327.
Tom Drain coming off a turn 4 here. Blake's looking really good, like it's got a good grip coming off these corners. Tom's really fast compared to the rest of the field right now. 3/10 is a significant bit.
Bruner third, he's won here before. Santero's fourth, Roos Evans is fifth.
I think these guys, I would guess they're all probably jumping pretty good, but just watching Tom here, his bike has so much grip coming through these corners and off onto the big straightaways. Coming off at 2 is really good, and then right through here, just look how in line and the bike is getting. Yeah, you see it pulling a little wheel stand there, and one issue that you might struggle with here at Peoria is the bike pumping a little bit. We haven't seen it yet, Scotty.
27.037 for Drain. That is your new quick time in either session, and that's crazy. That's fast.
It's fast. And then we see that out of Briar Bauman as well. Briar just 0.06 of a second slower than Tom Drain's lap time right now, but Cody Kopp 3/10 off of what Tom Drain is. These guys are going to have a challenge.
And Bruner's not too far behind that on the 21. The checkered flag is out. Group number 1, AFT singles. Tom Drain goes to the top spot.
The tap-in gets better as well.
27.037. That's the fastest lap we've seen in qualifying. Saathoff went faster in the first practice session, 26.950. So Drain is fast out here today. Cody Kopp to 27.226. That last lap a little bit quicker for Cody Kopp. Bruner is third, Santero fourth in this second round of qualifying. One more group to go for your AFT singles. Then we have our adventure trackers coming up next. Opening ceremonies coming up not too far away. They're already getting ready for opening ceremonies. Such a cool track down here in the valley.
It's definitely a unique racetrack. Nothing like anything else we do.
There's a look at the adventure trackers. They're coming up in just a moment. That's the 13 that Will has. Actually, Morgan Mitchell was riding. Yeah, they rode that bike 800 miles from Sturgis, South Dakota to Sioux Falls, and they dropped down to Waterloo and then rode it the rest of the way down to here. There's a Triumph Tiger, a 196. We go back, final group, AFT singles on the racetrack. The Australian leads them into turn number 1, the 114. I'm sorry, the 314. Thomas Herrick, the Australian, out in front, goes a little bit wide off the jump. Herrick and Selmy. Now, and Selmy's got by Pierce. This could be good for the 15 bike. He got by Bronson Pierce. Now he'll set his sights on the 314 bike.
Yeah, and Jacob Lehman may have gone out in the back of the field there just to get a clear track, because he was stuck behind Bronson Pierce. He wasn't able to get a full clean lap like he would like.
Jacob Lehman, after that first round, currently 15th right now on the 114. Look at Herrick airing it out on the 314 bike. This guy rides a lot of moto, you can just tell. I wish we could confirm. I think what you said earlier about this last corner, going up to the darker dirt, because that's where the moisture is, trying to stay off that blue groove.
I'm going to confirm it for us, Scotty.
All right.
Yeah, I just.
So what about down here? What about down here in 1 and 2?
It's so high. I don't think 1 and 2 so much, but 3 and 4 definitely. And even in the main events, you do that. You'll always kind of start to drift up towards the darker dirt because the blue groove is so slippery. Yeah, and Tom Drain was doing the same thing there, just getting up in that, getting it turned a little bit better than Thomas did there, coming off of that corner. But Selmy trying to make something happen, but Jacob Lehman goes up to 11th right there. So that's what he needed, some clear track.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. You know, he was battling with these other guys out front, the 314,
Oh, Jacob's way back, Scotty. He's just up the road here from Herrick, so he went out way in the back to make sure he's got a clear track the entire session.
And he is riding for Brad Baker, so I'm sure they talked it over and decided that would be the best thing to do. Yeah, he's almost a full lap down, but he doesn't have anybody in front of him. And Selmy on the 15 bike is currently 16th quick. Herrick is now 13th fastest on that 314 out in front of this one. Now he keeps on the very bottom on the groove headed up to the jump. Like a little rev in the air.
He's
cool.
riding really smooth over that jump. He's doing what he needs to do, getting back to the ground safely and just trying to attack the rest of the track the best he can. Does a better job that time getting it turned coming off the corner.
This could be a very good lap for the 314. He's stuck to the groove in turns 1 and 2. We'll see if he goes up from 13th at all. Lehman's moved up into 11th on the last lap. Herrick's last lap by was a 2:7.901, so that was his fastest lap for the 314. That's what happens when you keep it on the groove, in 1 and 2 at least.
A lot of brake pressure though. But that's one thing they're going to be fighting here. In what will they do to the racetrack, Scotty? Are they going to dig it up? Because typically here at Peoria, but we're behind schedule, but they will dig up these corners sometimes, so it's more of a cushion and the groove completely goes away, so that'll change everything for these riders.
White flag is out. Herrick slips the groove down here in 1 and 2. This is going to be a slow lap for him, but he's just going to have some fun. Send it one more time over the jump.
Yeah, he's ready to go racing at this point.
Yeah, he's already put in his quickest lap. 13th.
That's such a different feeling going from this to racing. That feeling of going up the jump with about, say, 8 people in front of you is very different, a little bit nerve-wracking.
I bet.
The way it gets more nerve-wracking the further back you are, just because there's so many people.
So many bikes out there, and they're all close together. Right now, they kind of get spread out just a little bit. Checkered flag coming out in our final group of our AFT singles qualifying. Up next, the final group of qualifying will be your adventure tracker class there coming up next. And we'll start getting ready for opening ceremonies. Look at Lehman had a lot of head shake right there coming out that final corner. I hope he found his cell phone. If not, you're gonna have to buy him a new one.
Don't not put that on me. I'm gonna stop wearing my AFT shirt until it's time to talk in here.
How wild is it that it was yours?
I feel bad. I just need to pretend like Jacob got his phone back.
We'll assume he did. All right. One more group to go. Adventure Trackers up next for their final round of qualifying. Adventure Trackers are up next. They got a championship to be determined right here today. Again, opening ceremonies coming up a little bit later on. After opening ceremonies, we get into our qualifying heat races. 2 heat races for the AFT singles class, 2 for the Mission Super Twins, and 1 heat race for our Adventure Trackers. This is our last group out here. The 33 Janish was fastest in both practice sessions. He was fastest in qualifying 1. This is it for qualifying for your AFT Adventure Trackers. And we just got report from the other side of the truck that Dan Bramley is on a backup motorcycle out here. I didn't know they even had a backup bike.
I didn't either, so we'll have to see if my dollar bill's still up there.
We're just kidding.
Another. Is he not?
Nope, he's on the same bike.
Good. Yeah, so one thing that I just thought of is he was so leaned over there, Scotty, when he went through that corner, so there's a chance the shifter even grabbed a little bit.
I got wrong information from the other side of the truck, but the dollar bills are still on the front of the 62 bike, so he is on his primary bike, Dan Bramley, on that 62 Suzuki.
Yeah, but seriously, that bike was so leaned over in that corner, and I don't know if that was cause or effect for why it slipped out, but that thing could have grabbed a gear and just put it into a false neutral a little bit.
They said it was kind of stuck in a gear earlier, too, so 62, Dan Bramley.
Look at that leaning. I mean, the peg's dragging, and the shifter's got to be just about dragging.
One bike just pulls off, and here comes the rest of the gang on the front straightaway. Bramley says, go ahead and go on by me. Janice says, thank you very much. Bramley got a good lap in right there. That'll get him qualified into a heat race, and I think that's what he wants to do. He wants to win that championship. These other guys want to win at Peoria. Not saying that Bramley doesn't want to win, but these other guys are sending it right now.
And Bramley wants to get a good finish here in the Super Twins class. Won the production twins before. He almost, do you remember back when in 2013 he was leading the race and maybe his rookie year and he crashed over the jump, tore most of his pinky off, came from last place all the way back up to second.
Yeah, Janish is an animal on a
No,
motorcycle.
that was Bramley.
Oh, Bramley, yeah, Bramley did that too, but Janish just pulls out of the way and lets them all go on by. But yeah, I do remember that. That
Ripped
was
almost
wild.
all of his pinky off.
You don't need that for anything. Look at the 24 showing up. He's got Hunter Bowers keeping up with this
Janish and Bramley just keep going back and forth. Some head games. It's the only thing Jesse can do.
Man, just as I said to Bauer, he just about comes off the motorcycle right there on that 24 bike. I caught him out of the corner of my eye.
Wiles is looking back now. Nobody wants to go first.
Wiles goes to the top spot. 2:09.513. About 4/10 slower than that first qualifying session. Bromley
and Janish, they do not want to lead each other.
They're just passing each other, let each other go by. They're having fun.
Janish just has to hope for mother luck to give him something. That's the only way he's going to be able to win this championship, with there being only 9 guys out there.
And 4 rounds. You know, Janish had bad luck at the Sturgis Super TT and fell off in turn number 1 after something happened when he landed jumping back onto the short track there at Sturgis. The Jack Pine Gypsies Club ground. The president is there, and so is Seth, who rode to us with the concert, is here.
Henry just smoked the jump there. Whoa.
I thought he was trying to jump over Danny.
Threw a little style on that, too. Henry Wiles is feeling good today. I guess he's probably always feeling good when we come here to Peoria TT.
That's his house. Janish is pulling off. I'm sorry, Henry Wiles is pulling off. He's going back to the pit area.
Save some energy. Not a lot of time, too, Scotty. That's another thing, is there's not nearly as much of a break as what there was supposed to be today because of all the delays with changing the jump up.
Here comes Eslick heading up the jump, the 4-time Daytona 200 winner. Bromley, Janish. Look like Luzak on the front wheel going over that jump of the 188 bike. Here comes JJ, 33. Former AFT Production Twins champion. The checkered flag is waving for him, waiting for him. Bromley just does a little bit of everything on that track.
I don't know.
Look at the replay. Watch Henry Wiles. The 911 sends it right here. Look at, just kind of preloaded the suspension and just let it air out.
That's so impressive.
Lance standing up.
That's a 500-pound motorcycle minimum.
That is it for qualifying. That's the last group, the 33 fastest every time out. I think actually 911, Wiles went faster in that final session. 2:09.513 for Henry Wiles. Quick time in this final session. Janish second, Dan Bromley, Danny Eslick, Hunter Bowers having a good run out there on his motorcycle. Cole King 6, Austin Luzak, Will Harris, and Dalton Gauthier doesn't look like he went out there in that final session. He could have been the bike that pulled off in that very first lap. So qualifying is in the books out here at Peoria. Up next will be opening ceremonies, and I've just been told we're going to start opening ceremonies at 2:15. So about 15 minutes behind, we'll start opening ceremonies. Then we'll get into our qualifying heat races out here today. So the unfortunately, the open paddock, if you haven't bought a ticket, you can go in the pits at any time. Please be careful down there. There's not a lot of room in the pit area, but the fan party has been canceled. Opening ceremonies are at 2:15 now, and you can go in those pits afterwards to meet your favorite rider when they're all done racing for today. So all the qualifying is in the books. Opening ceremonies at 2:15. Enjoy walking around. Grab a PMC burger. Don't forget to get your raffle tickets for Back on Track, and also from the World of Power Sports, they're raffling off a KLX 110. But if you want to help support the official charity of American Flat Track, grab your raffle tickets for that brand new Arai helmet. We'll step off here for just a little bit. Opening ceremonies at 2:15 Central Time. We'll see you then.